get into the EPL. Frank Ribery is still playing on the wing and still.
Live chat. I need a dissertation on Joseph.
I'm pretty sure he wasn't even.
Bro.
He wasn't even on his list before.
Bro, he might be the GOAT. No, he might be the GOAT.
So guys, relax. I'm still here. There's no such thing as late. Anybody that types in the LL in the live chat, I will ban you for life, you losers. Another day, no new striker. But we have hope. So guys, we'll tell you what's on the agenda. Obviously, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. A lot of things are going to pop in. But Super League, we're going to look at the Super League. The Super League is back up. Can the Super League still exist? Can the Super League still say what's up? I want to have a little delve into the whole EPL versus the Premier League, specifically with what Danny Mills said, and what is the better league and why. So I want to arguments between, wait, what did I just say?
EPL versus Premier League. That's brick, bro.
Oh my God.
You mean La Liga?
Okay, all right, yeah, I bricked it. I'll update it. So sorry, I meant EPL versus La Liga. Why didn't anybody correct me in the comments? You freaking morons, man. So I meant EPL versus La Liga. EPL versus La Liga. Then we're going to talk about Mbappe to Real Madrid. Should he go to Real Madrid this summer? Is this the best time for him to go this summer? Then we're going to talk about Grealish as well. Whether Grealish is that dude and whether he's worth it, man. So guys, we have loads of stuff to get through, loads of stuff to get done, man. Remember, guys, if you want to join in on the Hangouts, the link is posted on my Twitter page. All you need to do is click the link on my Twitter page, and then you can come in and join in the Hangouts. Have your secrets, guys. It's open for everybody. I've got cashew nuts. I've got Malta Guinness. I've got two phones for my two wives. We're all gonna pop off. We're all gonna pop off now, man. So, and also just bear in mind that Messi still hasn't signed the contract. Just keep it in mind. Lionel Andres Messi, whatever his middle name is, he still hasn't signed the contract. Second, Zeman,
It's not the deadline. It's not the deadline. Easy.
Zeman,
Don't make me bring up Haaland, bro. Don't make me bring up Haaland.
Wait, what do you mean? No, look. The deal is still getting done. So just to keep in mind that he still hasn't signed yet, which means that Messi, there is always a chance for you to come over to your boys. We can pay your wages. We can give you a yacht. We have the money. We have the funds. Marina, you useless individual. Sign. Okay, pause. Okay, Marina, you lovely, beautiful lady who can give birth.
That's better.
Thank you. Better. Please give birth to Erling Haaland. Please give birth to Erling Haaland. Me too. Okay, look at that. Okay, easy. Look, man, I don't think I can answer. So, guys, look, man. The first thing on the agenda. Let me just get my bearings right. Super League, man. So, people came against your boy, and people said Perez was a moron. People called Perez Jamal. They said it. They called Perez an old fogey, a loser, a weirdo. Yep. What is this guy doing? Blah 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 blah. Oh, you're wrong. Why are you guys still in there? People said all these things, but somehow the court said what's up. The courts somehow said what's up, and which just shows that these guys are in their legal right to still be within the Super League. I've always said that, look, man, it was how the Super League was presented, but I didn't see how there was any way in which guys who set up the Super League were somehow in the wrong. So I want to come first to Zeman with this. What are your thoughts today, July 31st, in the year of our Lord 2021? What are your thoughts today about the Super League? And based off of the court's ruling, which says that UEFA can go F themselves, do you still believe that the Super League can still say what's up and still say what's up? Or should we try and put all of our support, all of our funds to get Lugo promoted to the La Liga?
Yeah. We should also put all of our funds to make sure Chelsea sign Haaland. That's for
Messi hasn't signed it. Wait, Zeman, don't talk slick. Zeman, don't talk slick. As I say, better be careful because I told you, my witchcraft is strong. Tread very carefully because I can use my witchcraft to make sure that Messi doesn't sign a contract, and you'll be stuck with the pie, the side chick, and a dude called Lutini.
Did you see his goal? Did you see his goal
against who? Lugo.
Check it out.
Or Iba. Or Lugo. Okay, nice one.
Yeah, bro.
Score against Atletico or Real Madrid, then get I don't do preseason talk.
Okay, I'll say this, man. There was a couple of I think it's far too complicated for it to get completed within like 2 seasons. I think there's so much different complex aspect of it. I mean, you look at the fact that I read news that the 12 teams are obligated to carry on with the European Super League. This has been the news, and I'm thinking to myself, if they have to carry on, are their initial conditions still going to be the same? You know, their initial conditions was we don't get relegated, especially for a team like Arsenal, for a team like Spurs. And you look at Stan Kroenke and Daniel Levy. Originally, I think why they support it was for financial gains for their business. And I feel like that part of it has to, that part needs to be solved because.
But like Zima, did you read because that's why I did the video. When they did the whole thing, they said, sorry, it's one of the best statements I've ever seen. They covered everything. They said that we realized that maybe we made some mistakes. So what we want to do is trying to have an open forum, a better communication channel with the fans and with the so forth, so we can get something that everybody can pop off with.
Yeah, they talked about all the stakeholders, but I'm wondering, is there a contract that they have to obligate in terms of teams not getting relegated? Because that could get complex. Because then there has to be consensus within all the teams in order to to make it more competitive. Because majority of people's complaint was about the competitive nature of the European Super League. And I felt like in the beginning, Florentino Perez, his marketing wasn't, I mean, he didn't market the league that well. I felt like the way he was going about it, he wasn't trying to get to the audience into football fans, and he wasn't really trying to get their side. Instead, he was almost arguing why you need the European Super League. And the most important thing about an idea is selling it. And I don't think he sold it well. And for me, there's also this aspect where he talks in where it's been confirmed that the European Super League doesn't want to be under the monopolistic position of UEFA. I'm wondering if that's the case, will there be an organization entity? I think there has to be a third entity. That's asking for corruption. You have to have some type of control.
Or so like an overarching body that's controls the Super League. No. I mean, you could have a case where, like, okay, look, you now have like a general board members and there's like a representative of every team that is on that main board. But I think the ideological idea is we want to be in control of the kind of value that we provide. Why should one external entity hog all the funds that pretty much are a result of our institutions?
Yeah, no, I get from their standpoint. They are the money makers in the European Champions League, so it makes sense for them to want more. It makes sense for them to want something that's competitive, something that will bring the large fan base together, and something that brings large revenues to every club participating. And this has been planned out for years. So for a plan, for a project that's been planned out for years, it almost felt like it just came out of a random place to a certain extent. I don't think, like, the whole thing of the European Super League, when it was first announced, the website was up in like two hours.
It was popping. Nice colors, man. Nice colors.
Yeah, but again, you would normally want the announcement to go straight into the website and just marketing it that way. Wait,
Zimana, are you ringing a bell? I'm hearing something like a bell ringing.
No. That's my.
Don't tell me what it is. Don't tell me what it is. Thank you.
Let's not go there. Okay, in terms of there's also this other aspect where they're saying they're gonna, one of the shareholders that they're gonna talk to is European competitions and just international associations. So I'm guessing that's FIFA. Or are they going to talk to UEFA, or are they just leaving as a whole? I mean, I feel like there will be some form of negotiation where.
Zima, I told you that's why I just want to know what that bell was, because maybe the guy's in some kind of weird place and this guy's been captured. I said, so right, so Zeman, whatever you say, don't tell them anything, bro. So just stay safe and stay alive. Wait, are you still there, Zeman?
Yeah. I'm there. Yeah, I'm there, bro. Yeah, I'm there. That's the earbud. If everyone wants to
Are you
know
safe? Are you safe? Are you safe?
Yeah, I'm safe.
Cool,
Yeah,
cool. Thank you.
I'm not kidnapped.
We can't lose you now. We can't lose you now, bro. So go for it. Because Rando, so are you still? Are you in support of the Super League happening with changes and so forth? Are you like, no, we must have Lugo, Eibar, Norwich, and Pescara in competition still?
For me, I'm all for it. As long as it, as long as there's a, it's competitive. It isn't just these teams up top just hogging positions and it being a close competition. So, and just becoming more Americanized. So for me, that's the aspect that I think should be fixed, and that's the only aspect I have problems with it. Aside from that, I feel like they're making all the right moves. I feel like this will have an impact on the league as well. Those teams bringing in all those revenues from those competitions. So, in general, I do think it was a good idea. So yeah, man.
All right. So, who else wants to jump in on this?
Can I speak on this, H8? Me.
All right, Jamal, go for it, Jamal.
Yeah, man. So H8, you was late, bro. The streets are saying that how you was with Rafaela.
Okay. Do you want the truth now? Obviously, that is obviously one of my. Now, I would want to say that me and Rafaela were doing, we're getting a little close. But the truth is, what's it called? Family Zoom meeting. That's overrun. So a Zoom meeting with my family. Yes, I do have brothers and sisters and so forth. Yes, okay. So I don't.
That's a lie, bro. Because I have live audio footage of Rafaela giving you that sloppy tap.
Easy. Jamal, look, you don't need to incriminate your young boy.
No! Oh Lord! Oh no!
Oh my God!
What do you have to say about that, bro?
I plead the fifth.
For the kids in the back.
I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth.
One more time.
Oh no! Oh Lord! Oh no!
Jamal, that's best. Jamal, kids watch this show. Kids and babies watch this show. Please, come on, man. This is common. Kids watch this show. But carry on.
Yes.
I apologize for any kids having to hear that, bro. Please, god damn.
Alright, Super League, man. So here's the thing, guys. Super League was always gonna come back. It was always. It's just the way how they done it. They done it like a coup, like a hostile takeover. Because I remember I was at my uncle's wedding, now coming back, and I'm seeing a flipping notification from Liverpool Twitter saying that how we're leaving the Champions League and joining the Super League madness. I was like, what? So yeah. So for me, they just have to, put it outside there better for people to understand. Because everyone thought they was going to lead the leagues. They are not leaving the leagues. It's just like a second thing to the Champions League. So for me, I'm for it, man. Yeah, I'm for it. Because do you think I want to stress about qualifying for top 4, man? I don't. So if there can be a lead...
See, and my thing though is, people are like, oh, what about the Leicester City or the Lugos and so forth?
Yes, man.
At the end of the day, see, guys, let's just keep it real. I hate when people talk idealistically and not realistically. Realistically, perfect example, when you buy FIFA, who chooses to play as Lugo when you buy FIFA? Who chooses to play as Eibar? You always go to PSG, Juventus, Bayern Munich, Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea. You always choose the big teams. We, the streets, the people, want to see the big teams and the best teams. Let's stop this idealistic crap.
Look how he's not Chelsea in that, bro. Look how he's not Chelsea in that, bro.
Wait, how do you mean by snuck? What were the UCL winners?
You're not a big team, bro.
Yeah, so my last thing.
When last did you win the UCL?
You didn't exist. You didn't exist.
When was the last time you won the
Jamal, talk over it. Jamal, just talk over it. I'll meet them.
Yeah, my last point is it. You know why people are scared? They're scared because, everybody afraid these 12 or 15 clubs will become super clubs. Because they already are, but they're afraid because they think they're going to be like super teams multiplied by 10. So like every position is going to be world class. And that's why the outside world feeds. Because come on, guys, we have to say the talent pool right now in football, it's on a decline. This has been the period where it individuals, they're lacking. So
they're not
maybe
ballers, man. There are no ballers,
so
bro. They're
maybe
not
with the
ballers.
Super League, if you can put all the talent in one league, it could be interesting, bro. Because, bro, there could be. I'm just saying. I'm not spitballing here, but there could be like use example Liverpool. Liverpool front, she could be like Salah, Chiesa, I don't know, Mbappe. Come on. And it could go through all the other teams. So yeah, man, I'm for the Super League, but I don't think it's gonna come anytime soon. I'll still say 10 years or 5 years in the making still.
I can wait.
Yeah, and Rafael Amano, trust me.
Jamal, that wasn't
quality?
me. That
Was
wasn't
it
me. Look,
quality, bro? Was it quality?
I have too much respect for Neymar not to say anything, but actually, no. Let him. So who has the job? Who's jumping?
Yeah.
I wanted to jump in.
So I'm Abdul and then Zojaran. Abdul, talk to me.
What was the question? Like exactly?
No, so basically, the court said that the Super League guys are fine, that these guys are not in the wrong. So do you see this thing happening now sooner since the courts have now ruled in favor of the Super League sides, or do you still think that it's going to break away? Because for me, I think that it's great freaking news. They just need to repackage it well. But it's inevitable. And the beauty is that the court said, no, UEFA, you pricks. What they're doing is freaking legal.
But I think there's one thing, like all you guys, you've been lied to by the media. I think everyone in here, like you're buying a lie that the English. I think you're buying the lie that the English clubs left the European Super League because of the fan pressure, the protests, and the media pressure. That's not why they left. They left because of the threats they were receiving from UEFA. That's why they left. They were threatened to be fined. They were threatened to be banned from everything. That's why they left. But they came out. Let me finish. They came out and made it seem as if, oh, we didn't want to upset the fans. But no, they still won it. The problem was the English clubs were afraid of being handed punishments by UEFA. That's why this is so big, because this proves that UEFA can't punish them. UEFA can't punish them. And there's one thing that people need to realize, especially English football fans. It doesn't matter how much you protest. It doesn't matter how much you scream. You know why? Because, yes, you might be upset 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 1 year, but eventually you're going to watch.
Thank you.
Eventually you're going to watch, and businessmen know this. Why do you think the Glazers, like there's been so many protests? They sign one player, you forget everything about him, man. You guys can do nothing about. The only thing that stopped this was UEFA threatening the English clubs and the English clubs being pussies. That's why they left.
It's very quick, just quick on your point. I'll get back to you. There's a show that I just watched, and I recommend this TV show to everybody. It's called Snowfall. Amazing TV show, just about the rise of heroin in the 80s in LA. Fans and football, it is the new drug. It's the new heroin. Fans can't get enough. It's their fix. So these fans are saying, oh my gosh, I will never. Really? So you will stop supporting your club, viewing your club, and so because they're in the Super League? No, because you're an addict. You're a drug addict.
Yeah.
And you being a drug addict means that you can go away for a short amount of time, but you need your fix.
Exactly.
You need your fix.
Yeah. And that's why, like, when people say, oh, the fans, the media stopped this, you didn't stop anything. You stopped nothing. And as soon now, because they can no longer be sued, they can no longer be punished. You know why? Like, I think a lot of people, they don't understand. I know it's very complicated, but in the European Union, it's not allowed. Organizations aren't allowed to operate in a monopolistic way. So when UEFA as an organization start handing out punishments, they can't do that because they can get divided, they can get fined, they can get sued. So the matter of fact is, it's gonna happen. And if it doesn't happen, if the English clubs say no, we're not gonna do it, the matter of fact is they're gonna get fined big by the Super League clubs. And that's because I'll tell you why.
No. But the thing that Abdullah, they're in a tough position because you're right. If they leave, they could get the fan for the Super League, but also, which is why Boris Johnson came into the fold I think they were working on a way to also find the clubs who leave the Premier League as well.
Yeah, that's why
You
the
face to
English teams, they're in a lose-lose situation now because either they're gonna upset the fans again, and they're gonna, I don't know what's happening with the English government, or they're gonna have to, because the thing is, the only way they could get out of this is if they win, if UEFA won their lawsuit. If UEFA won the lawsuit where it was proven that the European Super League was illegal, the English clubs could have, like, the agreement for the Super League wouldn't have been binding because it was illegal if UEFA proved that. But because now those three clubs, the European Super League, won the court battle, the agreement between the Super League and the English teams, it's upheld. And therefore, if they don't join, they're going to be in breach of contract. And I've seen numbers around 130 million pounds fine for every club that doesn't join, that leaves. So the thing is, with Barca, Madrid, and Juventus, they're in a perfect situation. Because either it's going to happen or they're going to sue every club that doesn't join massively, heavily. Because you can't sign, like, HHU, you're employed, you work, like, you can't sign on an employment contract and then just leave without paying out that. You can't.
It's a contract. It's binding. It's legally binding.
So I think, for me personally, I think a lot of people, especially in England, they're very conservative. They like the Champions League. The thing is, there's been changes in football, like from the European Cup to the Champions League. So it's happened before, but like, we've gotten accustomed to these competitions. So, like, obviously I would like us to see the Champions League, but like, that's the nature of things. Like, you know what I mean?
Things change, man. Things
change, and you gotta accept things. Things can change for the better. Like,
the main things are, obviously we haven't tapped into the Champions. Like, I've been watching the Champions League since 1995, but there's the whole idealistic thing of, it's the Champions League. And the realistic thing is that we want to see the best play the best. That's really, so whether it's called the Champions League, the Raffaella League, the Lala League, or the Tutu League, all we want to see is the best players play against the best players. That's what we want to see. What brings in the numbers and what brings in the most and what brings in the interest is these are the very best against the very best. So it is a heavyweight championship against each other each week.
HH, don't we already have that? We already have that. So
where?
The Champions League. It's already.
Have you heard of a team called Istanbul Başakşehir? Have you heard of Rosenborg?
No, Eric.
The
problem is, I think what they're trying to do, it's not just about that. It's also about the clubs want to have control over the incomings and outcomings. You know.
Yeah.
So
it's the financial thing.
Because the thing is with UEFA, they don't disclose their numbers. You know. So they've been really shady, and not just that. Like, I mean, there is no difference really between the Super League and UEFA. Like, have you seen the Champions League now in 2020?
It's bad. It's bad.
Yeah, like now Liverpool, if they finish sixth and Leicester finish fifth, it's still gonna be Liverpool in the Champions League, not Leicester. So they're not much better. Like, people, they protect UEFA because, like, it's conservatism. They don't like change. But when they really,
it's like, UEFA not for you. They're not for the fans. You freaking morons.
They're for themselves.
But are these people more for the fans than UEFA? Do they really have the fans' best interest? I'm not sure they do, man.
They have their own club
because everybody has their own agenda.
It's like the lesser evil. For me, I think that's no one is really for the fans. But if you're going to choose between UEFA and all the dodgy dealings of UEFA and them how they operate as a mafia, and bro, it's your football club. It's your football club. You can say, but it is still your football club. So would you support wouldn't you want to support your football club owning and having their own financial agency? Or would you want to support a corporation that has nothing to do with your football club? Like me as a Real Madrid fan, a Chelsea fan, a United fan, or a Bayern Munich fan, what's my dealings with freaking UEFA? You know, I want what's best for my club and what would do the best thing for my club's thing.
HH, you know what the biggest problem was? I remember when the Super League was announced, the one thing that was criticized heavily, the most, it was the no relegation for the big teams. And I don't know how they're gonna fix that. I don't know. Because on the one hand, I see why they have it, because they want to protect themselves and the clubs. But on the other hand, it is like kind of unfair because it keeps the big and the small, you know?
See, for me, you have to have really, like, if I was advising these guys, I say for people to get behind this, you have to have relegation. You have to.
But maybe like 3 years without relegation, and then
no. See, no, for this to work is okay. You're the funding fans and so forth. Maybe have a 1 year grace period, but afterwards, no. There has to be, because that's what separates football from American sports. You see, in American sports, you just have all the teams all together as one. Hence why that's why the Glazers, Kroenke, and FSG are so flawless, because they understand the sense of, we're all in this one league together, all 30 teams, which means they're all going to get the money. But the beauty about football is that there's that whole jeopardy thing. You know, there's the whole pressure thing of like, if you don't do it, then you're not dropped down. And that relegation thing is something that is so vital to the ideology of football, which American sports don't have. Yeah. So before I come to you, Eric, let me just hit this. So from your boy, from Zoteng TV
before I leave, because I gotta leave, I just want to say quickly, I don't know if you've been watching the Olympics yet.
Yeah.
But Marco Asensio is a shit footballer, man. He's a shit footballer.
That's not something new, bro.
He is horrible.
He's at the Olympics with Spain?
You could take like 3 over 23 players.
He's one of the over 23s.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he is a horrible, bro. Horrible.
No. I think, no. Ever since his injury, he's not been the same. Ever since that injury that he's had, he's not been the same.
Bring back Pedri, man. Let that kid take a rest.
Easy. Okay, so from your boy Zoteng TV says that I would rather see Man United versus Real Madrid twice a year than once every 10 years. Look, my thing is, it's basically, it's like playing FIFA. Wouldn't you? We want to see the best play the best. How many people are really engaged when Real or Thingy play against Lugo, Eibar, Pescara, Norwich, or Torquay?
What's your thing with Lugo? Like, why do you pick them specifically?
Because they have a funny name. Like the name is hilarious. Like that name just encapsulates what I find. You can have your Eibar Elche. There's something about, they're called Lugo.
Granada was last year. Now it's Lucho.
No.
How far are you going to drop?
It's all about looks. Because do you know how funny it would be if you just say, Barca are playing Lugo? That's hilarious. So hence why I want them to. I'm going to buy the jersey. I'm going to follow their games. I want them to qualify for La Liga. So from Abracadabra says, Chelsea set to announce Icardi or Ings next week. I don't know where you're reading that from or so forth, but that is fake news. God forbid, are those guys going to sign Ings or think Icardi and Ings? Well, Icardi said he's going to remain at Inter. He's going to remain at PSG. Ings is not sniffing Chelsea. It's Haaland or nobody. So we still pray for Haaland. From my boy Yass's side, who says, HH, you said you have a family meeting. So I'm assuming your brother informed you that your worst nightmare is back. We are back, baby. Yass's side, I hope that, because you know that you talk very lofty and so forth, you talk with a lot of passion. I hope that you still come to the Hangout when, after you've signed all these people, United are struggling to make top 4. You get knocked out by Colchester United in the FA Cup. You don't make it through the CL groups. You get pim-smacked by Abracadabra United in Europa League, and Ole ends up trophyless. Because you know that's going to happen. When that happens, I want you to come back here. Eric, talk to me, man. Super League. All right. Darren, talk to me.
Yeah, Church, man. This is always part of the script. And as I told you, Church, UEFA will be on board with the Super League. Because UEFA knows if these big boys pull away, what is your Champions League? Come on, man, they ready going to watch Nice versus, I don't know, give me a team, Krasnodar. Like that, we don't know that's not drawing no money. So UEFA know everybody love the big champion, the trophy, and the champions, and I can't sing too good, but so UEFA will come together and say, hey, you know what, guys, let's make a deal. You run the low finances, we license the trophy and the team song to you. We have nothing to do anymore. We just sit back and reckon a little 10%, and you make all the money for us. EHH is always bound to happen, and EHH, you got to put respect on a man that a lot of people giving a lot of negativity for, I don't know why. His name is Florentino the Don Perez. Because Florentino stuck his ground. He said, look, this is what we're doing. Shout to Hassan. And the man said we were right. UEFA were in the wrong. And he stuck his guns. So we have to give Florentino the GOAT, Don Perez, his respect.
No, you
and
have
also, And also, we got to talk with the English media. The guys on Sky Sports News are crying, and BBC crying, and BT Sport. HH, when this new league is formed, who are going to be the first people putting in their bids for this league? Sky, BT. BBC probably won't be involved. Maybe ITV. These guys are all going to be involved.
Of course, because it's all about them. Because that was the point that because when FSG was interviewed on Liverpool TV, he said that look, the reason why we joined is because the train was moving and we didn't want to be left behind. So he just said, no, this is obviously, and the fact is that football is going to go this way. This is an inevitability. The Champions League, the court ruling shows that this can be done legally. It's just about convincing the others and people to make it happen. I told you, fans, you have zero power, because fans, whether your team plays in the UCL or Timbuktu or up someone's ass, you will watch your team anyway because you're an addict. You're an addict.
What people are not going to give their team anyhow? Like, come on, people keep it noise. You think these people are going to start back in Chelsea to back Brentford? It's not going to happen. I'm not going to start back into going back Atalanta. Probably they will be in it eventually as well, but it's not going to happen. People are going to stick with these clubs, and these are recognizable brands. This was always going to happen, as you said, EHH. And I don't see what's the big deal. The new Champions League format is a bunch of trash anyhow. I'd rather take this instead. As you said, the only thing that they did wrong was marketing it. All they had to go is say, hey guys, this is a new format we want to propose to the fans. And maybe get them some of the benefits. Hey, we can give you free jerseys. The games will be easier to watch. They put it on
bring
Netflix,
back away goals.
Amazon's.
Bring back away goals.
I don't know where to get rid of away goals for.
Screw those bastards.
But I also think it's the big teams that wanted it back. Because think about it. The whole Juventus got knocked out by Porto. I think away goals usually benefits these smaller teams.
It's the big teams being pussies. Simple. It's just the big teams being a bunch of pussies.
Yeah. So I just want to real quick about EHH. So as I said, I think when is Champions supposed to change over in 2024?
I think so.
2024. I think this will be the format. It'll be this Super League format with the founding members, and UEFA will be fully on board.
All right, Eric. Who's saying Eric?
So me first, or
Eric, you first. And then
okay, yeah. Sorry, I was listening to something I didn't hear when you called me earlier. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Okay, so I don't have a major issue with the Super League actually happening in the future. That wasn't the major point.
When are we getting Haaland?
That's a great question.
Zeman, can you mute your mic, please? I'm speaking to my Chelsea brother out there. You're not involved here.
I also want to know, Eric.
Zeman, can you? Eric, ignore him. Zeman, when are we getting Haaland?
Hopefully, okay. What's today's date? 31st.
Haaland, I'm so sorry, Eric. We have 1 month until the window ends. Okay, Eric, Eric. I didn't crack a joke. I don't know why you're laughing. This is serious. There's nothing to laugh or joke about. So I don't know why you're laughing.
Well, if I don't laugh, I'll cry. So I don't want to cry, man. So look.
Okay. Put that one side.
Okay, let's.
Super League.
That's a very difficult question to answer, man. I'm trying to rack my head. Okay, look, the Super League thing. What was I gonna say? I don't have an issue with it actually. That's not the point. The problem isn't whether it happens or not. The point is how will it look? It needs to be better than what we have already. It needs to be a format that encourages competition. A format that encourages what we like to see in sports. You don't want a sport where you know what's going to happen before the sport even before the season starts. You know what's going to happen. We want for me personally, I want something that's competitive, where you're not too sure what will actually happen. You have different scenarios happening. So it depends on how it looks. I don't have an issue with the Super League. I just have an issue with what was being advertised to us. So, something that looks better, a scenario where you don't get teams that have guaranteed, amounts of money no matter what happens, and no relegation. And it's just, I'm not sure, man. I need to see
bring
more.
it in, relax. Do it, man. They'll renovate.
Yeah, look, I think they can still be improved, man. That's not it can be improved. No matter what they're gonna do, I'm sure they are working on it. They can even this whole idea of people having short attention spans, that's not false. It's true for some people, it's not true for me in my from my perspective, because some of my cousins, I mean, it's surprising how much they know about football, and they're so young. They can tell me Chelsea news before I even like made sure I know what's happening. So everybody is different. Those people, they can watch a full match. They can watch many matches. Everybody is different, but I think there was, it's fair to say that there's a shorter attention span. So things like that to help, bring more people into the game, cater to the next generation. I get it. It makes sense. But it's just about how it's done, And yes, I just remember something. The Premier League, the thing about Premier League clubs joining the ESL, I can't remember exactly why everybody decided to just forget about it and just, they just, they just gave up on it and quickly just moved out. I was hearing something about a certain kind of legislation being put in to prevent clubs from leaving again in the future.
Oh yeah.
I don't think anything has been done, but there's supposed to be some kind of thing to prevent Premier League clubs from.
Well, you have to. Well, if they introduce that, people have to sign it, and if those guys know what is good for them, don't sign anything, bro. So you can't just say, "Oh, there's no." If you're bringing in no law, we have to agree onto the law, and we have to sign it. But if these guys are smart, say no, we have to always have an exit strategy or give ourselves the opportunity of, if the Super League thing is popping up, we have to go there. Because if you're a businessman, the Super League makes far more business sense than remaining in the Premier League, because Super League is going to give you far more money than whatever the Super League will give you. So
yeah, look, I don't think they've done anything, to be honest. Nothing has been done to prevent Premier League clubs from just breaking away. So, it's not even it's not an issue. If the Super League happens tomorrow, I won't be surprised if the same clubs decide to leave the same way they decided to stop and just go back to being following the orders of UEFA and things like that. The same way they decided to do that, they could just go back, because nothing has actually happened since then. But the thing about the clubs being removed from the Champions League, I'm not sure what happened for that. Like the clubs who are still in the ESL now, they haven't been punished really. So
because they can't be, because that's what the statement said. The statement said that UEFA have no legal grounding to punish them. So basically, all punishments that they have, that they would have given to also all punishments that they would have given to them and so forth have now been retracted, because it's unlawful.
I have a question for you. Why? I think can't remember who said it. Somebody said earlier that the Premier League clubs just wimped out and just decided not to go ahead with it. But what was the reasoning for it? If there's no real legal sort of grounds,
I think because Abdul made the point that it was the threats from UEFA.
Yeah.
So obviously back then they thought, oh geez, but now if this court ruling is that court ruling, that means UEFA can't do anything. So now it's therefore whether you're gonna do it just
so
for
my
the fans.
Thinking is, so these clubs who decided not to leave, they must have known something, for them to be so confident.
That's what they were saying. So basically, all through the time, like Perez said, that we believe the law is on our side. So we're not leaving because we know that we have our laws and so forth, and we know that we are lawfully on our side. And Perez has been proven right. They're like, no, we're not going anywhere because what we're doing is legal. We're not doing anything illegal. And if UEFA punish us, we can take them to court and sue them. So they have no grounds to punish us and everything, because if they do, that'll be criminal liability. So let me just come over to your boy Hussein. We can run this off and go to the next topics. Hussein,
yeah,
give it to me.
So when we talk about the Super League, I think we forget that some things have been brushed under the carpet. Like The first thing is that, like, during the Super League rumors and everything, and then officially when the statement came out, UEFA decided to turn the Champions League into a new model. They followed the Swiss model, and then they also decided to change the away goals rule, and then they also did what Abdul was mentioning before, a merit for basically clubs with higher coefficients, right? And so there's a lot of these people that are saying like, oh, the Super League would ruin football, or it's going to do this and that. But at the same time, I mean, UEFA, we're going to make a lot of changes to the current format of the Champions League anyway, right? And when I look at the Super League, I feel like a lot of people, they just say to themselves like, oh, like, what's the point of these clubs like joining it? Oh, is it just because, you know, they're going to make money out of it? But at the same time, you have to realize that, first off, if we look at the Premier League, for example, Sheffield United finished 20th place this season, yet they made more revenue rights than Inter Milan did after winning the Scudetto.
That's messed up. That's messed up.
Exactly. And it's things like that, you know, you really have to question. Obviously, I'm not saying that, you know, there's anything wrong with the marketing of the Premier League, right? It's obviously fantastic what they've done, but it's just not right for a team like Inter. You know, Conte, he had very limited funds as well. Like, eventually, when he won the Scudetto, they said, sorry, you have to sell Hakimi, because the Chinese government stepped in and said, you have to sell Hakimi, we can't fund you, the government's telling us you can't, you know, you just have to sell the guy. If the Super League was happening now, I doubt they could have kept Hakimi, right? Or they could have just gotten anyone else, really. Because another thing they were saying when the Super League started, well, no, not started, when it was released, the rumors, they were saying that each club would have been given $300 million from JP Morgan Chase. That was one of the rumors. Every club would get that amount of money. And I think, you know, for clubs that are in La Liga or Serie, I think it is very, you know, it's something you really want to get into, because the clubs, they're just, their revenues aren't really getting any better. There was a lot of criticism in Twitter between Pep Guardiola and the president of La Liga. You know, Guardiola was saying, despite the Spanish clubs winning so many trophies in Europe, you still can't manage to improve the television rights of the league. You're not managing to do anything. So what's the point of you being president? And I think that's something a lot of La Liga fans can agree on. Like, the marketing of the league has just regressed and regressed. Yeah, they've gotten a new deal with ESPN, but is that really going to help that much? No. Because now all these clubs are saying, oh, if Messi doesn't stay, we're screwed. We're screwed, right? And so that's the thing with other leagues compared to the Premier League. The Premier League has the facilities and has the sustainability compared to La Liga or Serie A. And then you have the Bundesliga, which, you know, which is really funny, actually. In 2018, there were documents saying, you know, Karl-Heinz Rummenigge, who was a CEO at the time, he was in support of the Super League, supposedly. He was also in support of removing the 50+1 rule in Germany as compared to other members of the Bayern Munich board. But then in this year, when the Super League rumors came out, they're saying, oh, he's actually now representing the European Clubs Association with Al Khelaïfi, the president of PSG, because Khelaïfi's part of UEFA, and, you know, they needed someone like Karl-Heinz Rummenigge's leadership to kind of, you know, make sure that UEFA's still in a good position so that there would be no Super League. So, yeah, I think financially, like, I can understand why other clubs want the Super League. If, in my opinion, I'm fine with the Super League. It's just all about marketing, right? As we've all touched upon. And I think one thing that Florentino Perez actually did say, even though it wasn't really widespread, is the fact that he was agreeing that maybe there should be a relegation system in the Super League. He said that there could possibly be a second division in the Super League. And the second division, I'm not sure how the clubs would be picked, right? But at the same time, he was saying because Bayern Munich, Dortmund, and PSG rejected their offers to join the league, that there would also be like an invitation system every year for new clubs to join. So maybe we might see like an Ajax one year. The next year we might see something like a Roma or another English club per se, like a Leicester. So I think it's just really the marketing that needs to improve. Otherwise, I think, I think everyone would be, well, not everyone, but a lot of people would be in support of it.
You know, because for me, that's why I always use the example of FIFA and Pro Evo, that for people who are against this whole Super League idea where it's always the best. Okay, then when you play FIFA, I want you to play as Torquay. I want you to play as Colchester. I want you to play as Pescara.
Right.
You don't. You always use the best teams.
Yeah.
You always use the best teams, the most recognized teams, the biggest clubs, and the best players. So that's because for most football fans, you want to see the best against the best. Now, obviously, there are people who you support your club and you're faithful to your club, but most people want to see the very best. If, let's say, you're a football fan who you don't really support a club, or you're not even to a club, but you're a football fan, because see, there are football fans, then there are club merchants. You see, club merchants only care about their club, and that's it. Football fans, yeah, they may support the club, but they're going to watch Bayern against Juventus. They're going to watch Chelsea against Inter Milan. They're going to watch Real against Barca because I'm a football fan. And if you're a football fan, you want to see the very best that football has to offer. It's obvious. All right. Let's hold over to this next discussion. And now we're going to talk the prodigy, man. The prodigy. So I thought Real Madrid were poor. I thought they were skint. And I thought they didn't have any money. But apparently, because of the sales of your boy Varane and your boy Ramos, apparently they can now give Mbappe 20 million a year. So if we're going to believe Madrid's zone, Real Madrid want to get Mbappe this summer. But I'm thinking to myself that, would it be wise for Mbappe to come this summer? We've already seen what Real Madrid's defense looks like. Inexplicably, they're going into a new season without two of their veteran centre-back pairings, which is, I think, freaking insane. We don't know how fit Eden Hazard is going to be. Vinicius is Vinicius, and he can't be relied upon. So when you just put all things to account, if Mbappe is to come this summer, what kind of year is he going to have? So wouldn't it be advisable if he was to wait maybe a year before saying what's up? Let me come to Rob. So Rob, in your view, what do you think Mbappe should do? Do you think he should go to Real this year, or do you think he should wait for another year?
It's difficult to say because we don't know how well Real Madrid will perform. Because in my opinion, they need defenders after Ramos and Varane left. So I don't really see why they're signing Mbappe when they need defenders first. So I think it's better for Mbappe to stay for a year to see how Real Madrid is developing without Varane and Ramos.
But let me throw a span in the works. Let's create a scenario. Let's say PSG win the Champions League next year. Should Mbappe still stay with PSG, or should he still go to Real Madrid?
It depends on how Real Madrid is back, in a year from now. After they have improved after they are playing really well, then maybe, because the standard of La Liga is much better.
No, but so because let's just say Real Madrid are like, okay, they're doing okay, but obviously they struggled within the year. So obviously it's clear that they need Mbappe. So if you're Mbappe, and let's say you win the Champions League with PSG, you have that UCL Infinity Stone, and we have like the 100-hour stream. Are you like, wait, let me just remain with these guys, keep on going? Oh, look, I've conquered this thing with PSG. I've given them this thing. They're going to build a statue of me. It's now time for me to now go to Real Madrid and now conquer Real Madrid because it's Real Madrid, and there's just something special about being there. You never know when your opportunity is going to arise. So what situation do you put Mbappe in? Do you say that, oh no, stay with PSG because they're a good team, a quality team, or Real Madrid, our Real Madrid? It's similar to the case of when Cristiano won the Champions League with Man United. He said, hey, look, I've given you guys a UCL. This is Real Madrid, and there's no club as big or bigger than Real. What do you say?
Well, I would move to Real Madrid next season because the standard of La Liga is much better in comparison to League One.
Okay. So let me just take some of these dubs and then I'll come back. So from Amchi Critic, who says, who improves a team more? Prime Suarez, Prime Cannibal, or Javi? It depends on the team.
One is a striker, so of course he's going to get the goals. It's like at the end of the day, this is a sport based on goals scoring. So you would think you would have a bigger impact.
The obvious thing is, but if let's say you have, because
it depends your team.
Yeah, it depends on the team. If you give Xavi really good passes and so forth, Xavi is going to completely change the way that your team operates. So basically, Xavi would have a greater effect on how your team performs overall than let's say the Cannibal. Because the thing with the Cannibal is now who are the players? Are players going to now support him? Because remember, okay, he was a one-man army against Liverpool, but he still had storage. He still had Baby Sterling there. So for a striker, you need to give the ball to the striker, and you need a midfield to help support the striker, which is what they had with MSN and Iniesta. So, but for Xavi, I still think that Xavi is a guy who can only operate in a particular system. So maybe I would say prime Cannibal because he can. You saw what he did for Liverpool. What he does for Uruguay, what he did for Atletico, what he did for Barcelona. So you've seen him in many different systems, many different players, and still perform. So I
don't know about that, bro. You guys have Jorginho. I'm sure Xavi could fit in. Like Bayern Munich, I'm sure Xavi could fit in if Thiago, the likes of Thiago, could fit in.
No. Well. What if a team wants to play attacking and really direct and really fast? Can Xavi operate in a very fast, quick system?
Yeah,
he's
no. That's because every team needs a control.
And could Xavi play on the club?
Actually, yes, because this person is actually good. It's actually underrated, HH, if you don't know. By the way, Martin wanted me to remind you that Mbappe flopped against Switzerland.
Oh yes, shout out to Martin. Okay, screw you. From your boy John Green says, get PSG, Bayern, Inter, Milan, EPL. Okay, get PSG, Bayern, Inter, then the EPL teams will join. Well, that's the difficulty, though. That's the for me.
Yeah.
Bayern, I don't think it's going to be hard to get Bayern to join. It's going to be hard to get Bayern.
Because of 50. I was going to say because of 50+1, the fans are going to be against it totally. In Germany, at least, because fans want to have an involvement with the club. I feel like they feel if there's the Super League, then their involvement might be taken away. I think that's the difference. And with PSG, Al Khelaïfi is just part of UEFA, so I don't know how he's going to get PSG to join. But Inter will join if they do get invited, so that's for sure.
Facts. We need that money, boy.
What's it called? Your boy Zoteng TV says, HH, the people who hate the Super League are the same people who wanted Lampard and Ole to keep their jobs. Facts. Those Brexit people will be the death of football. Don Perez lives. 100%. As I said again, there are people who are against the Super League don't really enjoy football. They are just in love with their clubs and just are in love with the whole sentiment kind of thing. Hence why there are guys who said that I don't care whether Chelsea are in Division 1. I just want to keep Lampard. Those are guys who are mentally challenged and psychotic, like psychopaths. Anybody who is a true football fan, if you're a true football fan, of course you want to see the best play the best. Because at the end of the day, this is entertainment. This isn't real life. This isn't brain surgery. This isn't like ethics or politics. This is we do this to entertain ourselves because we want to enjoy ourselves. So if we want entertainment, let's create the best entertainment package. But these freaking obsessed sentiment merchants, freaking morons, they don't want to be entertained because they just want, my club and my family. Shove your traditional up your ass.
Let me push back a tiny bit with what you just said. What Leicester did in 2016, that was also entertainment. If we're being honest, that was
Eric.
amazing.
Okay, let me come back to Eric. What is more entertaining? What Leicester did, or the Bayern Real Madrid games that we've seen over the years? Let's keep it real. What Leicester did wasn't. It was fun and cool. Was it great quality for football? Was it amazing football that you marvelous? Was it at anywhere clear or close to the kinds of games we've seen between Real, Barca, between Bayern, Dortmund, Chelsea, City? No, it was cool and we enjoyed the footballing story. At the end of the freaking day, we want to see the best against the best. We all love a cool story. We all love a heartwarming story. We all love an underdog story. But Eric, if it's choosing between an underdog story and seeing the best against the best, 50 times out of 10, I'm choosing the best against the best. It is what it is. And from your boy, Latsin Lozario, who says, by the way, UEFA still waiting. Where do y'all keep the extra cash? Bro, you're never going to see that. Those guys are never going to show the cash because those guys are crooks. UEFA cut the check. Who else wants to comment on this whole Mbappe thing of where Mbappe should be rolling in for this summer, man? Let me.
No, it's just like I can see why Real Madrid want this dude to pop off, because I get the defense is trash, right? But to me, if you get Mbappe in this season, I think it'd be easier to bring in two nice defenders than to try to bring in two nice defenders and you still only got like Benzema as the only star in the team. So from Perez's point of view, it makes total sense. Now, as far as Mbappe concerned, I still don't see PSG win this CL. Like they should win it. It's hashtag no excuse.
No, they're not winning. They have a hex. They have a hex. The hex is from 2017. Miracle at Camp Nou.
But I still don't see them in this Champions League. But then if you're Mbappe, it's easier to move next year. There's less resistance. Your contract is up.
It is. But then, so see, from PSG's point of view, they're like, bro, we want to move you now. Because remember, PSG would lose him on a free next year. Like, you see, if you're Mbappe, there's no rush. You see, if Mbappe was 27, 28, which is what I'm saying with Kane, oh, bro, time is running out. You Premier League. You've got ages. You're nowhere near. You're nowhere near your peak. I mean, you've already won the freaking World Cup. All you need is one Infinity Stone, and you've already surpassed Messi and Cristiano. So you're so far ahead of schedule. Zeman, mute your mic.
That's
Zeman, mute your mic. So my thing is that there is time. There is. I'm Ham. Can you? And I'm Ham. Can you change that freaking AVI? I'm Ham.
It's the truth.
God, what a sad man. So my thing though is there's no rush, because what you don't want is, let's say the prodigy moves this summer and you've got what's it called, Cucci, Vallejo, and fruit sellers in defense, and it is a complete mess. Your first season at Real would be a disaster, you know.
No, the thing about Real
is different to recover though. Like, I still think Mbappe got enough cash that he could still recover next season. And plus, it'd be easier to blame the clowns at the back than to blame Mbappe himself. Unless he himself totally flops, like unfortunately, like Zard,
he's not fully fit.
He's not a part of the equation.
But let's say Mbappe scores, I don't know, 20, 25 goals. Just call a number. Like, to me, even if the defense is trash, I mean, you can't complain. As if, as you say, to me, it's all about Mbappe, not with defense. If defense is trash, or cool. Yo, you got Mbappe, man, come, be winning this CL, and Perez is going to spend money next season. I just think it's because of COVID new stadium that Perez is not really spending money this year.
Look,
if COVID disappear next year, that boy going to spend some money.
Bro, those Euros showed me to Mbappe and Benzema. I mean, see, just that the Euros just gave us a taster, a little taster of what a Benzema-Mbappe combination could be. Because if you're rolling Mbappe, Benzema, and Zad, see, if somehow Ancelotti can get Zad, bro, Real are looking really good. That's just the key thing. But if you can give me Zad, Prodigy, and Rem,
tell me how you can get Zad. I like Hazard, but I don't even know what we got now. We got trash Hazard. We even got Hazard no more. So how would you get Hazard? Tell me.
Don Carlo. Zeman, what do you want to say, man?
I would say this: Zard is gone, bro. You gotta let that go. He's resting the Brick Academy. I don't think he's gonna come back. I think his career
Walk up semi.
Did he make it to a final?
European League final. European
final winner. European winner. Go for it.
Well, he got carried by Giroud to the final, but we're not going to talk about that.
European winner, yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say that you see, I don't think Real's defense is that bad. I don't think it's that bad.
Militao and Nacho.
No, yeah. They were actually solid towards the end of the season. It's about, can they step up for a whole season? That's the only question behind it.
One or two games is different from like 40 games back to back every week.
Yeah, but again, I don't think their back four is that bad. I think it's solid enough to win the league if their strikers could actually finish. And The problem with that is, you know, you won't have Hazard majority of the time, and this guy's not even a factor. Well, Bell came back. You're looking at the, you know, Benzema. Is he going to have another great season? I don't necessarily think that, you know. I still think Real Madrid are still going to compete for La Liga. I don't think they're going to go trophyless. So if Mbappe comes, I think that just puts them in a better position to win the league. In terms of Mbappe coming, I don't think he's going to come this. I don't see it happening this summer. I could see it happening next summer, if anything. But again, I don't see it happening anytime. I don't see it happening this summer at all.
So why didn't you see it happening this summer?
Because if you're Mbappe, you know, you're looking at PSG and you're like, this is my last ride. Let me try to win a trophy. They have all the players around them, and he has all these players that were brought that have European experience, and PSG have one of the best squads to win, you know, the Champions League.
Zeman,
so you're looking at it as this.
They've had the best squad for ages, but your club put a hex on them. Do you know what a hex is? Do you know what white magic is? Do you know what witchcraft is?
They've been actually close, bro. They've been to semifinals and finals.
Close isn't
all that difference could be made by the likes of Donnarumma and Sergio Ramos. So for me, this is his last ride. That's the way he sees it. I think he's going to see it as let me try to win PSG a Champions League before I go, because he's going to leave regardless next summer.
Oh no, he's gone. He's gone.
Yeah,
he's gone.
and I think you know, Real Madrid, it's probably, I think it's financially better for them to get Mbappe for free and Pogba, because they're towards the end of their contract.
No.
So it makes sense.
That would be if.
That would make more sense to me.
Next summer could, and also especially for you, Bas, next summer could be the craziest summer that we've seen. And I think the more and more this transfer window is going, the more and more I believe that Pogba and Mbappe are going to stay, and Real could just go ham and say, you know what, we're going to drop a two-piece. Because you could just have a case where they get Pogba and Mbappe for free next summer, which would be insane. Insane. And that would probably make more sense to get them both at the same time.
Yeah, that would be scary, man. Those two together, French connection. Yeah, bro. I think it's going to happen next summer, if anything, to be honest with you.
Okay, so before I come over to your boy, Vil, let me just hit some of these dubs. From your boy, Yasser Saeed, says, I would be the best striker in football if I play with Xavi. Xavi will make Werner top scorer in the EPL easy. Yes, aside, you're talking to one of the worst strikers of all time. Xavi, Pirlo, Moses, Jesus Christ, or Samson and Delilah couldn't make Timo Werner strike a ball on goal. The guy's trash. He's hopeless. He can't be freaking saved. So, yes, I don't know what to show. And also, yes, aside as well. If Oli finishes trophyless, you're hosting the Hangout. So keep in mind, if United finish trophyless and Oli ends up with no trophy after signing Sancho and Varane, you are hosting the Hangout and you're going to explain that to me. From your boy SP says, induct Bailly for that disaster class versus Spain. Also, Bailly went so it's one of the overage players for Ivory Coast. No, look, man, I mean, 5-2 is a beatdown. 5-2 is a beatdown. And for me, I think, you see, because obviously, I mean, I watched a little bit of.
Did you see what he did?
Why? What did he do?
He called for the header and then he just missed the ball.
Look, I mean, well, that's just one of the goals. Look, they got beat 5-2. They got beat 5-2, so they got pimp smacked. Because my thing about it, because obviously I watched some of Japan, New Zealand, and I watched a little bit of the Brazil-Egypt game. And I think really the semis is when things really pop up, because I'm now going to really watch it properly when the semis roll around.
Was Richarlison that bad?
It's the Olympics, bro.
Now, if people think Richarlison was bad, Richarlison was really bad, that's true?
He's a guy called Richarlison, who is the starting striker for Brazil, is a guy that I will never, ever take seriously. Okay, you're called Richarlison. That is an embarrassment to everything to do with flipping Brazil, man. So, and from your boy Abdul, who says Rory. Oh, so he says Rory. So this is apparently what Rory said, and I think this is that's clown Rory Jennings, who's a Chelsea fanboy. He said so, and I hope this isn't true. He said Mason Mount or Maradona. It's a coin flip for me. Abdul, I beg you, and I pray with all my heart that that isn't true. Because if that's true, I am blocking him. Well, I should have blocked him previously, but if Rory Jennings said that, Mason Mount and Maradona, if he said that, then I am blocking him and I'm muting him completely from Twitter. So who else wants to jump in on this whole
Me, I want to
Mbappe?
jump in.
I
I want
wanted
to
to
jump in.
say something.
All right, Hussein and then Eric. Hussein, talk to me, man.
Yeah. For me, I just wanted to make it short.
Then I am
The thing,
I'm hanged. Mute, man.
Yeah. The thing with Real Madrid this year is that it's like Z-Man said. The defense is just decent as of now, but it can improve, right? But I'm just looking at Real Madrid, and there's never really been any other news apart from Mbappe. Like, I haven't heard any rumor about Real Madrid wanting any other player but Mbappe. Like, just now, Fabrizio Romano tweeted because people were asking him, is Pau Torres going to Real Madrid right now? And he just tweeted, and the answer was no. So I don't know what they're going to do in terms of replacing Varane, but as of now, it feels like, no one's going to replace him. Whatever they have now, Vallejo, Militao, Nacho, those players, like, they'll just use them, right? And so I'm just really thinking to myself right now that if the case is that Real Madrid is just linked to Mbappe, right? And I think this could be kind of a question to every one of you as well. Do you think that Ancelotti is essentially being used as a yes man for Florentino Perez? Is my question, because, like I said, there's no rumors apart from Mbappe.
So why? What do you mean by like a yes man? We're like, so he has no say in transfers. That this is just really a Perez thing.
Kind of a bit like that, but just in general, like, there, how do I say it? Like, yeah, I think Ancelotti does want to replace Varane. I think he wants to strengthen Real Madrid in the attack. He definitely does want Mbappe. Why wouldn't he? He's one of few people that has complimented him many times when he was in. He's complimented him before. Like he said, he's a very good talent, right? But it's just like, yeah, they haven't been linked to anyone really. And I'm just thinking right now, is Ancelotti just brought in so that they can use this year to kind of just change things up.
No. See, for me, I really believe that this year is a transitional year.
Yeah,
this is a transitional year. Like for me, I don't think they're getting Mbappe or Pogba this summer, and I think this is just a process of just completely renewing the entire team and just refreshing the team. Hence why, okay, Varane, Ramos, you're both out. You're a little bit older, you're experienced guys. You're on massive wages. Get those wages off and just basically clean house. But remember, Real have always operated like this. They've always said, no, we have to, and this is with Perez, we need that big signing, that statement signing, that's massive signing. Hence why I say, look, Mbappe to Real Madrid, it's inevitable. And Real will always push to do it because they always want to maintain that consistency of this is where we will always get the biggest players. Zidane, Ronaldo, Cristiano, Bale, and now obviously Mbappe. So, and I think Ancelotti, he understands that yes, I may have some players that I want, but the institution will always look and earmark the real big superstar or up-and-coming superstar to come and help be the face of the club and sell shirts and so forth. Vilton, where do you stand on this, bro, with your club, man?
It's just a process. It's because we're not gonna get Mbappe this summer. I know that's a fact because that's just rumor.
But can you survive this summer? That's what this season. Can you survive?
Yes, we can. This team is good enough to compete in La Liga. Like it's not like Atletico destroyed us. The only thing I'm fearful this team is that Zidane was very good at motivating this squad because this team pretty much won everything, and Zidane was very good at motivating them, keep pushing them to win La Liga. I don't know. Ancelotti is a very good manager. But I know for a fact he's gonna improve the youngster Rodrigo, Odegaard, even Valverde is gonna improve. My only concern for this team is gonna be, of course, they're gonna be motivated when you play for Real Madrid, but Zidane just had that effect that I'm here. You can't really say anything. I know I've won it. I've been there as a player and I've did it as a manager. So the player really loves Zidane, but my fear is that this team's gonna be motivated for sure. But my thing is that when we get to the middle of the season, is this team gonna wanna like because the Champions League's far gone. I don't think we're good enough to win the Champions League, not yet. But I do think this team is good enough to even win La Liga. To be honest with you.
Wait. So you don't believe in Vinicius?
Vinny's still young, but I don't see the thing about it. I want to win the Champions League, but we won La Liga in 2020 with this squad.
Wait. Who won the Champions League? Who are the current holders? I can't remember who.
Chelsea.
Oh, okay, nice.
Okay,
Carry
I guess. But yeah, this team isn't good enough to win the Champions League. I just stand. Yes, we got to the semis, but I don't think we're good enough in attack, especially if Hazard was the Hazard that we thought we bought, maybe. But and Gareth Bale, he's injury prone, so you don't know how much we're gonna get out of him. So if Hazard can give us at least, I'll say minimum 35 games this season, because you play about 60, 50 games a season. If Hazard can give you at least 30 good performance, high level games, we can win La Liga because Griezmann's not going to Atletico anymore. So it's pretty much I know this Atleti signed Paul, and that's for Barcelona, the defensive bricks. I know they have a lot of attacking qualities, but that defense with
Lenglet and Piqué.
and Piqué is a recipe for disaster. But I'm not really expecting much in the Champions League. I expect us to get maybe to the quarters, depending who we draw. But I expect this team to compete in La Liga. We're good enough to win it. I do believe that we're good enough to win it. Yes, our defense is not. We lost Varane and Ramos, but when you look at it, you have Militao. Militao had a very good season. Those few games, I know it wasn't the entire season, but those few games that he played with Nacho at partnership, he was very good in those.
No, but what's the? I think I just saw Sergio said that it's going to be Alaba and Militao in the defensive pair, and obviously Mendy on the left. And if Carvajal is fit on the right.
2 months. You can't see. I'd rather have Nacho Militao start, but since Alaba, we just signed him and he's making so much money, so I'm guessing he's gonna play. But I'd rather have Nacho and Militao because those two were very good when Ramos and Varane were injured. They were very good in those run of games that we played. So I don't think we're gonna sign Mbappe. It's a process. Everybody's saying, "Oh, Real Madrid are trash, we're trophyless, bro." I watched my club win 4 Champions League in 5 seasons. I waited 12 years because I remember when I was in high school, I used to get banter all the time. Shit like Barca used to dominate La Liga. We didn't win the Champions League until 14, so I'm used to that. And you waited 9 years for your club to finally win it, so it's okay. Like I do believe next season we're gonna get Mbappe. We might even get Haaland because
whoa, Wilson. See, Wilson, just relax. Haaland, that's what Chelsea are trying to sort out a deal. So don't worry about you. We're trying to close this because Marina's working nights and days. But what we're saying is though is that also like there could be a situation where you could get Mbappe and Pogba next summer for free. Which is crazy because neither of them are signing a contract extension.
Yeah, which is crazy. And the stadium should be done by 2022, I think, late 2022. So maybe
so basically you'll literally have Mbappe, Benzema, and Pogba in the same team.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, like and new amazing state of the art stadium. But as for this season, it's just I'm kind of excited because to see what the youngsters gonna do. I know a lot of Real Madrid fans, they don't like the type of Vinny Rodri because when you go from Ronaldo to Vinicius Jr., it's bad, but it's a process. Everything goes through it.
Like Vinicius is not gonna be the next great quality Brazilian guy, but I always say there's good Vinny and bad Vinny. Good Vinny can be pretty effective and pretty good. Like when Real won the league 2 seasons ago, Vinicius was the most important player. Just that he isn't a marquee player. He isn't the kind of marquee guy who will be like, aha, this guy can now come in and say what's up. And I think Real isn't really the place to really say what's up. But
I just need Hazard. I just need him to be sharp. I just know he has to because
Wilton, forget about that dude, man.
Zeman, can you let Wilton speak about his own club, please? Thank you.
Forget about that dude.
The thing about Hazard, right? Yes, I banter him and everything, but he's putting so much pressure on Vinny to perform when he doesn't stay fit. A lot of that pressure goes to Vinny to perform. But that's what Hazard was there for, to help Vinny get into the squad. It's
like why can't the streets need. Basically, my thing is that let's be real. Let's put me aside. Let's stop all jokes and so forth. If you're a football fan, you want the very best of Hazard. because him at his very best, he's right top 2, top 3 players in the world. When it's Zad, he's top 2, top 3 players in the world. Why is he change that bloody Ava, you sad person? So my thing though is that as football fans, we are reeling, and it's just that with each year that goes by, because it's so crazy that look at that second half against Portugal. That was Zad. You saw hints of Zad. You saw hints of Zad, a guy who is pretty much taking the game by the scruff of his neck. And Belgium only lost to Italy because Zad wasn't playing. So the whole thing is Carlo the guy?
We saw
or
a glimpse
is
of it.
this just beyond him?
We saw a glimpse of it. We saw a glimpse of him perform, at a decent level at the Euro against Portugal. Yes, he got injured again, but this is my fear. Can he give us at least 30 games this season? Because I know he's injury prone now. It is what it is. But can he give us at least 30 games this season? If he can, we have a really good shot of winning La Liga. We really do. So
actually, wait, Wilton, let me ask you this: would you, and just hear me out, don't answer quickly, just think first. Would you swap Hazard with Werner?
No. As bad as Hazard is, see, this is the thing about Hazard.
So you're not going to take a German international guy who's very fast, very quick, and a Champions League winner?
We already have Venny for that, though, don't we? Venny some type of break in front of goals. We already have Venny for that. At least Venny passes the eye test. Werner doesn't even pass the eye test. So at least I can enjoy and enjoy Vinny as a purist from the game. But what the hell does Werner do?
I read that Real Madrid are having a yard sale, and I heard 35 million for Benzema. That's what I heard.
That's not true,
bro. I read that somewhere. So basically, Wilton, if we don't get Haaland, you're going to be expecting a bid very soon. That's what I'm saying. So just be aware.
But think about this very soon. Bro, everybody clowns Perez. I don't know why people clowning Perez as a president. Bro, look at our debt bitches. Our debt is already at 120 mil, bro. Bro, Perez is a very good business person. I see it. It's just I see Haaland and Mbappe in the Bernabeu next season, bro. I see it, bro. I really do. Chelsea, if you guys don't sign him now,
don't worry, we're working hard. We're working. Okay, so who else wants to jump in on this whole Mbappe?
Me. Let me jump in.
Eric, go for it. Eric.
You want to?
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Okay, so if you're Mbappe right now, you're thinking that you have a lot of things going for you. You've won a lot of stuff. You have a lot of success so far, but there are just 2 Infinity Stones left, right? So a league
technically
title,
1, but if you want to push it to 2,
league title outside of Okay, forget about Europa League. We're not talking about Europa League. Just put that to the side. It's not too important. But in terms of club football, so you have the international. The Euros doesn't matter when you won the World Cup. The Euros is just a bonus, right? So nobody really cares too much. So just forget about Euros. You have the World Cup, club football. You scored a lot of goals. You've won league titles, but you haven't won a league title outside of Uber Eats, and nobody respects Uber Eats. So there's just 2 things left.
Well, Eric. Okay, let me make an argument. Could you make an argument that winning the league as a teenager with Monaco against that kind of PSG should count as a league title? That's an achievement.
Okay, you know what? Fair enough. That's one. That's fair enough. I think that's fair. And they got to the semis as well in the Champions League. So that's all right. Okay, so but I would still say one more at least outside of France. So maybe a La Liga title, maybe a Premier League title, right? So one of those. And then the last thing is obviously the Champions League. But I think the Champions League would be the priority. So if you want to win the Champions League right now, would you prefer to stay at PSG, or do you think Madrid is the better opportunity for you? What club would give you the best chance of winning that trophy, anytime soon? You can say Madrid has a higher chance, but that doesn't say much because both teams are far away from that trophy right now.
But you see, my thing is that I believe a lot in the DNA of a team, and something about Real Madrid is Real Madrid are basically like Brazil. where okay, they may go through a lull and so forth, but they'll always come back. They'll always come back. They'll always come back because it's just something in the DNA of the club, and just based on just the amounts of pressure put upon it and the history of it, that they're always going to be in there. See, if on paper it's PSG, but we know that for football it's much more complicated rather than what's on paper. Eric, I'm going to guarantee you, PSG are not winning the Champions League this year. I don't care who Donnarumma is. I don't care Hakimi, Rams. I don't give a damn. They have a hex. Because it's not about you getting all these players and star players. Who's the manager? Pochettino. And my thing, though, is that can you trust these guys during money time? Like, there is no reason that PSG should not win the UCL, because that team before Ramos, Hakimi, and Donnarumma were already amazing. Now you have arguably one of the best keepers in the world, one of the best attacking fullbacks in the world, and one of the best defenders of his generation. But you still have Pochettino as manager. And who would you have more faith in, Pochettino or Carlo Ancelotti? You know, because Carlo Ancelotti is the guy who he's won the Champions League with two different teams.
Your teacher want to make a pitch to you. What if PSG pull a Chelsea and sat Pochettino in his season against Zidane?
So you're saying that if Chelsea were to get Zidane as manager?
No. What if PSG pulls a Chelsea and sat Pochettino and get Zidane?
You give that team to Zidane, they have a very good chance. You give that. I told you, either Mourinho or Zidane, PSG have a chance. You give that team to Zidane. Zidane. You give PSG.
Not him.
You know what I'll say, HH, about this whole PSG thing? Yes, on paper, they should be getting to the final at least.
Yeah.
The way it looks. But obviously, it doesn't work. It doesn't work like that on paper. They're trying to do like a Galacticos scenario, and we know that the Galacticos flopped, didn't they? So
yeah.
But I would say this: if they actually get to this final, I think they'll win it, man, because they already broke this mental block of not getting to the final. When they beat Atalanta, I think it was,
and Red Bull Leipzig, Dortmund, Red Bull Leipzig. I think. See, for me, my thing is that if they get to the final, who are they facing? If they're facing Bayern Munich at full strength, they're not beating Bayern. Now, if they face City, well, it depends what Pep pulls. If they face like you see, okay. Look, I don't want to tempt fate. Just I don't want to tempt fate. You see, my thing is, I'll keep it real with you. If they met a Man City, I'll put my money on Man City. I would put my money on Man City because Pep would just learn from his mistakes, and they're much more experienced in this competition. I'll probably put my money on Man City. There's just something that sounds about PSG where, like, of course, they have the players and so forth. Like, I think we had a thing before that. Who do you think is going to win it first, PSG or Man City? I say Man City will win the UCL before PSG.
Yeah.
Because, you see, winning this competition, as what the Galacticos proved, the dressing room has to be strong. Like, that Real Madrid team with Zidane, oh my gosh, those guys were quality. Like, those guys were seriously... You could almost argue they were like a superstar team. Almost. Obviously, they didn't have the kind of profile that says Zidane, Raul, Ronaldo, Roberto Carlos had, or even a Figo. But we already know how amazing Modric is. We already know how amazing Ramos is. You always know Cristiano. Then you have Bill and Di Maria. But what was so key about that team was that they were a team. And Zidane really had true agency and control over them as a team. Does Pochettino really have control over these guys?
But But couldn't you say the way Man City beat PSG was fluke, especially that first leg? Because I was watching Pep interview. Remember that interview he had with Rio Ferdinand? Even him, he admitted it was fluke. That first,
you make your own luck. Like, I believe in football, you make your own luck, and I think if you're truly a great team, you have to learn how to react. You have to learn how to react. And let's keep it real.
They have Mbappe, who has been their best player in the Champions League this
but they had Rafaela's brother.
Mbappe been so amazing in front of goals. But the thing I don't want to say about Neymar, last season he wasn't clinical at all, especially against Bayern. Let's be real. If he was on it, he should have had a hat trick against Bayern the second leg. He was hitting the post. He was missing easy chances. But Mbappe was insanely in form, and for some reason in that first leg push, City was playing him as a striker instead of his natural position, which is left hand side forward. But and plus he was injured in the second leg. I'm not saying PSG would have won with Mbappe there, but it's a whole different game because let's keep it real. Before the KDB scored that goal, PSG were out playing Man City the entire game. But that one goal changed the aspect. And that free kick, don't get me started on that free kick, man. Come on. The ball literally went through the wall. Then it went in.
So who else wants to come in on this whole Mbappe thing that hasn't spoken yet?
Yo, can I go?
Go for it.
All right, so when I look at PSG and Real, so if I look at the squad like individually and right now, maybe I will say PSG, even though I have a lot of doubts because their mentality and how the situation in the club is, it's very questionable to win a competition like the Champions League. And Real Madrid, they're in a rebuild mode, you know. Obviously, Ramos is gone, Varane is gone. You have, I think, Nacho and Militao. Obviously, they're not bad, but you still questioning yourself as, are they gonna hold on until the end of the season? You know. So if I was Mbappe, there's no rush. Obviously, I don't think they're gonna win the Champions League with PSG, but I think his main priority is to win it with them, so he can reach a legendary status towards the club.
So, I mean, but is it that important or crucial? Because look at Henry. People said, "Oh my gosh, Henry should have waited and won it with Arsenal." But at the end of the day, does anyone care that you won it? You gave this team their first UCL, or no, you just won a UCL? Because all that matters for Mbappe is this is my career. Like my career isn't bound to PSG or so forth. It would be nice. It would be cool if I stayed and I gave them their first ones. And I think if I do that, I'll now go into history. But at the end of the day, this is about me and my personal accolades. So it's about putting myself in the best position for me to succeed. And I just think that as talented as PSG are, they don't have the right mind frame and psychology. Because if you're not coming into Real Madrid, Benzema, Marcelo, Nacho, Casemiro, Cruz, Modric, these are guys with multiple UCLs and with the experience. So these guys will just basically by Mbappe just being in the environment with those guys like Modric, Benzema, and so on and so forth, his psychology will change. You're with these guys it's a holiday camp. It's a holiday camp. And these guys obviously do not, because they don't have the experience and they don't understand the mentality it takes to win it. But now, maybe that's where Ramos comes in. So maybe Ramos coming in will now change the entire culture of the club. Because you think that, no, that must be the idea. Apart from just getting an amazing defender, you're getting Ramos because you're like, all right, let's win this thing now. And let's get the dressing room right. And let's get a guy to really make sure that everyone pulls in the right direction. And we really, for those close games, that quarter, that semi, we have a guy who's really going to keep us in the game, make sure that he does not make any mistakes and has the leadership and the character to be able to really turn this fine margins in our way. So there's very much a tit for tat, man.
Yeah, but
go for it. Yeah.
But either way, I'm a Barca fan, so if Mbappe could stay far away from La Liga, it could be good because I don't want to have PTSD from all them Mbappe versus Longley.
Wait, Toby, has Messi signed his contract extension?
He will this week.
Zeman, I didn't ask you. I asked Toby.
Toby, he will this week. That's the answer. That's the answer, Toby.
Toby, I'm asking you. So, Toby, you know that Messi still hasn't signed. You know that
you
could be without, because you know that you have to do it. There's a deadline. And if it doesn't happen, Messi, you will not have Messi from now till. That means you'll be relying on Griezmann, Coutinho, and Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah, it's kind of bad.
Do you believe he's going to sign? In your heart of hearts, honestly speaking, do you believe he will sign that extension?
That's a good question.
So it's a yes or no answer. Do you believe yes or no? Will he sign a contract extension?
I believe yes.
That is sounds like you're not too sure, man.
That's the right answer.
All right, man. Look, so very briefly here, guys. Grealish. Is this dude overrated? Because we're not hearing that. So first of all, shout out to Pep Guardiola. So Pep Guardiola, I think his spending is now going up to 2.5 trillion now that he spends. And I think the narrative of he needs Messi still continues. But don't worry, this is not about Pep. We save Pep for tomorrow. Tomorrow is where we really now delve and talk to Pep. So the idea is Grealish is now going to be the most expensive player in English history, the most expensive English player ever. But my question is, Grealish to Man City, does he perform? Does he rise to the occasion? Or does he get exposed as a fraud? And maybe is this too big a platform for him? Because a lot of people have been preaching about this guy, and I think this guy is talented. But I said again, no one gives a damn for you being mid-table or just going around for Villa. You now have to play at the biggest platform for you to now say what's up. So let me come to YSK, man. Grealish to Man City. Success or flop?
I think Grealish works in the system. I don't think you can necessarily say he'll be a flop. I mean, I'm not gonna say anything because dude's gonna start clipping me and everything. By the end of the season, so this guy could literally ball out. I don't think he's overrated. I think he's overrated in the English, in terms of like English tax. Yeah, I think everybody else outside of England can pretty unanimously agree that he's a decent player. He's not this world beater. He's a decent player. I think he'll be a success at City. Now, I'm not quite sure where he'll play. That's the only thing I'm a bit lost on. Where will Grealish play?
Because I think so. Basically, remember before the Euro started, they said Laporte, Jesus, and Bernardo Silva were unhappy that they were not getting enough playing time. So I think we can assume that he's going to take Bernardo Silva's role.
But doesn't Bernardo Silva play on the right?
No, but my thing is that don't stay. So I think it's don't they play? So I think it's Mahrez on one end, either Foden on one end, and I think Silva something in the middle. But basically, Foden and Mahrez are going to be there.
Yeah.
So and there was going around. So I think he will.
Yeah, I think
he'll fill the gap of Silva. He'll fill the gap of Silva.
No, I agree because that midfield is constantly like interchanging mid-game, so they can play in all. That's a very big advantage that they have actually in that midfield because all of those midfielders can play in every single position. Yeah. So, but I don't think he'll be a. I don't think he'll be a. Actually, no, I'm not gonna say anything because I'm not gonna say.
Wait, do you want to change? Why is K? Just be brave. Be brave.
No, you know what? He'll blossom under Pep. He'll blossom under Pep. He'll bring them great success. Are you happy? Is that what you wanted to hear? Is that what you wanted to hear?
Why is K? I want to hear that Haaland has signed for Chelsea. That's what I want to hear.
HH. You know. It's like it's 1:00. And it's the 1st of
August.
First of August.
We're in August.
You know the countdown has officially begun.
The countdown begins. Yes, I know. I understand. The countdown begins.
It's officially begun until Ingsy arrives.
Why is it? Grow up, man. Grow up.
Well, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with Ingsy. To be fair, actually, no, we're not going to talk about Ingsy. Let's stick to Grealish. But I think. I have to wait and see where he'll actually play properly.
Because my thing though is that there's been so much hype around this guy, Grealish. Hence why I am very interested to see, because let's keep it real. See, Foden was hyped, but not really to this degree, because remember, Foden is still young. So whenever a guy is young, he has but Grealish, you're pretty much near your peak now. So you pretty much have to perform.
How old is Grealish?
I'm gonna guess that he's 25.
Yeah, he's 25.
Yeah, 25. Yeah, so yeah, he's nearing
25, 25. So yeah, he's nearing his peak. So really, this is really his moment now. So it's like, and especially if you're coming for so much. See, Foden wasn't bought for crazy amounts of money. He came through the academy. So the fact that you're not going to be coming under or the most expensive English player of all time, there's going to be an expectation. So this is where we'll now really know how good he is based off of the transfer fee, the spotlight, the so forth. Aha. Can you now say what's up? Anna, can you now live up to the expectation? And see, I don't know.
That's the thing though. I'm still not sure. I mean, let's say that he signs Kane as well. Somehow he managed to secure Kane.
That's like, see, if City do Kane and Grealish, man, the league is going to be hard, bro. The league is going to be hard.
See, that's the thing. But what I was going to say was like, if you buy Kane, I think Grealish is gonna have to play on that because Grealish and Kane had a good partnership, a decent partnership in the Euros. So if they, I think I don't know if Pep would, but if they do get Kane, then wouldn't it be like it would be Grealish, Kane, and Foden as a dynamic three up front?
But then where's Mahrez though?
Exactly. No, one of them has gonna get dropped. They're gonna get dropped. One of them is gonna get dropped. So
you can't drop Mahrez.
Bearing in mind, exactly. No, bearing in mind with the season that he had. Yes, he flopped in the CL, but like bearing in mind how he was playing towards the end of that season. How do you drop Mahrez? Because arguably, Mahrez had a better season than Grealish.
Yeah, no, and also he was very key in that UCL, specifically in both.
And he's a better player. In my opinion, he's a better player than.
Oh, he is. Of course, he's. Of course, like anyone that says that is either an EDL member or the BMP. So of course he's a better player. But my thing is that it's very interesting to see where he fits in. But see, the key thing of why I want to see this is okay. Great. Now it's when it's the same thing with Kane. You can always say, oh, well, it's Tottenham. Oh, well, it's Villa. Why I like this is if Kane and Grealish now move, you have no excuses now. Because Kane, you are going to be in a UCL quarterfinal, UCL semi, and now you have pressure to now perform and say what's up because of the expectations for you. So without pressure and expectation, can you succeed? Because this is now where you now have the platform to now be called world class. Grealish is not world class. Kane ain't world class. That's a freaking rebound. So if you can now perform for these guys, let's now see.
Wow.
Who else wants to jump in on this? No, Kane is a world class.
Let me. Can I?
No, well, he's been waiting. So I'm Ham. Talk to me. I'm Ham. Talk to me.
So I'm just gonna start with the Mbappe question.
Oh God.
Look, man. This season, I think everyone's got a chance at Mbappe. I think if you've got the money, you can get him. I think Real Madrid and Barcelona will be, if he doesn't get sold this window, next window, then Barcelona and Real Madrid, I think, are going to be the only ones. So I think if Mbappe wants to make some headlines, he should join Liverpool because the Premier League.
Whoa. Mbappe is not going to Liverpool.
Look, man, we've been like the Liverpool fans have been, we've been voting and coming out online calling out Mbappe 2020. It's gonna be 2021 soon. So if we can do it to the 2020 in this last window, then the Liverpool fans.
Wait.
It's 2021.
We're already in 2021.
Oh my bad, yeah. But you know what?
Yeah, drop the brick, man.
Wait. Hold up.
I'm here. You're wilding.
Look, man, I'm doing something right now. Anyway, if this guy goes to Liverpool, right, the Premier League is going to be fire. And if he goes to Liverpool, I think he's going to have a lot of competition, like not just in his own position, but just generally with a lot of hot talents that are going to be joining the Premier League. So Yeah, man. If he goes to City, I don't see what City does differently except keeping the curse. They're still gonna be cursed. And if he goes to Man United, man, what happens to Martial? So,
well, I think Martial's wife needs to cook better food. That's the first thing, man. So,
So to the next question of what's it, Man City?
Grealish, City, Kane, all that
Here's
stuff.
my question. Here's my question. Really, like, okay. I mean, as a Liverpool fan, I've really also wanted Grealish to join us, but like, okay, here's my question: is Grealish truly the best cam of his generation? Because
No.
when he was growing up with the other players and stuff like with Loftus-Cheek and etc., a lot of these players were getting picked over him. People like even Cantwell in some squads was getting picked for international. So is he really the best player in England? Is that real or is that just hype? Because at the moment, I don't think he's really that good. Like, it's not the best. It's not like if he joins a club, then that club's gonna start winning. So I think if he goes to City, there's a big chance that he just might flop.
All right. So let me just bring you someone. I think there sounds like he has like a frog in his house.
Wait, HH.
Yo.
Was that the same guy who said Lautaro for Ballon d'Or?
I don't think so.
No, that's a different dude. That's a different
different guy. Wait. Who said Lautaro for Ballon d'Or?
I think it started with a V. I forgot his name.
Oh,
Vem or something?
It sounds like something that Cole would say, man. So
yeah.
So from your boy Abdul, who says Zidane leaving Real Madrid will be disastrous. Remember this. Yeah, man. Look, see, you can say. I think what Zidane proved is put some respect on his name, because Zidane was a guy who, at a point, he had to play a futsal called Hugo Duro in the team. And the fact that he took Real Madrid to the semi-finals and took them to the very last day of the season in La Liga, I think Zidane has proven that he's a very, very good manager that should be given a lot more credit. So it's facts. From your boy MT, who says, 0 shots on goal in the second leg. Fluke though. Hashtag LSG. Look, man, as I said again, PSG, man, they messed up. Specifically in our second leg, they messed up, bro. But they didn't have Mbappe, which goes to say that you can say Colin, pace Mbappe, pace merchants, and so forth. Without Mbappe, they couldn't register a single shot on goal. From LSK Laxon, CCL tax. LSK Laxon, you lost to Villarreal and your club hasn't won a trophy in 6 years. Pipe down. And from your boy, MT says, KDB Puskas award goal when his team was trash. Hashtag clutch. MT, what did De Bruyne do when Zad wasn't there to help him against Italy? What did De Bruyne do in the UCL final? He ran into Rudiger's shoulder. Pogba is clear and has always been clear. So Shan, talk to me, man. Grealish to Man City, man. Does he pop up? Is this the big move, or could he get exposed?
He wouldn't.
Well, he needed this move because you can't just stay for Aston Villa your whole career. I'm sorry, I don't care about loyalty. You can't stay at that club. You're not going to
loyalty is overrated. It's overrated in football.
Birmingham is a nice place.
Yeah. So in my eyes, it's UCL or bust, because you can't just stat pad for the best team in the league against Burnley and Scunthorpe United. You can't just stat pad. So in the UCL, you need to turn up to value your price tag. 100 mil is going to be a lot of pressure on him, but I think he has the talent to do it, but does he have the mentality?
But that's what my thing is. We know about his talent and so forth. Will he or won't he? What does your gut tell you? Do you think that, okay, big boy now, no longer on the bench Villa, you're now in the biggest possible market where the pressure is on, and you're in a team where you're now expected to perform in the biggest, you're not expected to win those key games, those huge games, you're not expected to contribute towards winning a trophy. Do you think that this guy could come in and be a superstar for City? Which would help England.
I don't think he'll be a superstar, but I think he'll be a crucial role player in the team. That's what I think.
Does Kane move this summer, or do you think Levy says what's up?
Well, I don't know about Levy. I don't know what he'll do. But if Man City get Kane and they don't win the Champions League, I'm sorry, but Pep needs to retire. And there needs to be a 5-hour hangout on Pep.
Bro, I told you.
Sunday.
On Sunday.
Sunday we eat.
I'm taking it on Sunday. I'm taking away those two ECLs on Sunday. Z-Man, talk to me, man. Grealish, man.
You see, I understand that you're gonna do a hangout for Pep, and
yes.
I respect that, and yeah, I'll be indulging that. But are we also gonna do a hangout for Uncle Moo?
Pep never. Uncle Moo never said that he destroyed football. He never said that.
Yeah, he said a lot of things.
He said a lot of stuff, but he never said he destroyed football. So this is for Pep.
Yeah. But you also said you don't like arrogance, and Uncle Moo's all about arrogance. So I think
arrogance is amusing. His arrogance is amusing. It's funny. It's just between funny arrogance and annoying arrogance. He's his annoying arrogance, man.
Yeah, it just depends who you like, huh? But yeah, I would say this. I would say this, man. Jack Grealish. I'm hearing that he's gonna play in the middle of the park. How would that operate? Because I'm thinking, like, is he gonna play in the center as an attacking mid? Is he going to occupy KDB's positioning? Is KDB going to go through the flank? Is he going to be reserved to spanning the ball from the flank and putting on those crosses and deliveries while, Jack Grealish comes through the center as a center attacking mid? So, these are things I'm kind of questioning. And he does play through the left-hand side, but he's also played as a right winger, as an attacking mid. And I think that's what Pep values him, his ability to transition into different positions. And, you also have the likes of, Phil Foden, you have Mahrez, you have these players that can just transition to different positions. So it kind of makes your attack less predictable, but at the same time, they still need a number 9. Like, that's something they need. They've seen how much they really needed a number 9 in the final. In that Champions League final, and how, teams that play defensive style where, it's like, Chelsea, they were able to just put them outside of the box, and they couldn't span crosses because none of their midfielders are good in the air.
My thing was, okay, 100% they need a striker. So if City now gets Kane and Grealish,
which they will not
in the same summer, you're talking upwards about 300 to 350 million for both of them.
Well, there's no excuse. There's no excuse for those players and for Pep. Like, he has to deliver UCL. There's no way you could have that much amount of attack. Think about your bench as well. Someone is going to have to be benched, and that person that's being benched is going to come crucial and clutch when it comes to moments where you need attacking inspiration. So Pep has so much options if those two players come to Man City, and the expectation is to win a UCL. It hasn't changed. So for me, the Jack Grealish move made sense. I don't know if he's necessarily worth 100, but then that's the English tax. And Aston Villa fans, bro, they were going ham on Twitter. They were doing tributes to him. They were saying why can't he be like Francisco Totti and stay? They were saying he's going to our competitive rival. They're saying he's going to our competitive rival, as if Aston Villa is in the same plane as Man City.
Z-Man, can I ask you a quick question?
Wait, hold up. So Villa, first of all, believe City are their rival, and they believe that them losing Grealish means they won't be able to compete for the Premier League title. That's the first thing. Second thing as well is, I remember I was watching TalkSport, and this was after the England-Denmark game. And you know that there was an Aston Villa fan who came on. This was after England had won. And this Villa fan came on and said that he's unhappy because he felt that Sterling should have been brought off and Grealish should have come on. That he was angry that Grealish was subbed off again after being brought off to the bench. The guy said, you won the game. He said, no, I don't care. Grealish should have remained on the pitch. So...
And the wild thing of all of that was they were quoting you know, the NBA champion, you know, the Giannis, they were quoting him in terms of staying for a smaller club and building. That's not the same. These two are different sports. You don't understand that, right? How sad do you have to be?
No, yeah. You see, that is, see, you're mad. You're mad.
Yeah.
Like that. See, that's when you're mad, because it's like Aston Villa have little to no chance of winning the Premier.
That's correct.
There's no draft. Like, you can't win it. Like, you can't
it's
get
like
the top talent.
So, because this is football. This is like the most cannibalistic sport that there is, where the rich gets richer and the big teams get a bit bigger and so forth.
How much is Grealish valued at? Like, how much are they looking at?
I think
His
it's 100
value-
million.
I think 110 or 120. I think it's near
So-
1.
Yeah, 100 million pound, but on transfer market it's 60
Can I
million.
speak on this, please?
So sorry, Jamal, just 1 second. You're telling me, so if he signs Grealish and Kane, that's easy 200 mil plus, yeah?
I'm coming to that. That's what I'm gonna talk about.
That'll make it officially $1 billion plus.
Yep, I was gonna
He
say
spent.
that. Because
Yeah,
guys,
he has to deliver. There's no way.
That's
He has to
officially
deliver.
$1 billion plus.
because guys,
Guys,
you always know. You always know.
And also the thing as well is that, imagine if Ole then does the double over him again.
Bro, that's $1 billion. That's $1 billion. That'll be $1 billion in just over almost 6 years.
Because guys,
Jamal,
you
talk to
always-
me.
yeah, guys, you always know H makes that joke, right? And he says, Pep has spent $1 billion, and we always laugh because we know it was not $1 billion. You know, if they sign these two players, it's literally $1 billion.
It's literally $1 billion now. It's literally $1 billion.
Yeah, and I just want to say Aston Villa have more sales than Arsenal, so respect Aston Villa. I just have to get that in there for Arsenal fans. But yeah, man. But guys, I literally don't know how you guys are doubting this guy. This guy, HH, I'm disappointed in you, bro, because you're a eye test merchant.
But see, no, Jamal. I said he's good though. But let's keep it real. This isn't like when we first saw Messi. When you saw because my thing is there's a difference between being a good player in Villa. See, my thing is that of course he's going to be good. It's about performing and rising to the challenge. There's one, of course, he's going to perform well and do good because he's a good player. He's talented. But when it's like you're the most expensive English player of all time, you score, you've cost north of 100 million, and you're now a big time player. So there's a massive spotlight on you, and there's that pressure on you to succeed. It's different. So you can't just give me a 7, 8 out of 10. You've got to give me those 9, those 10, those 9s. It's basically you have to almost be doing what De Bruyne has been doing for City in subsequent seasons. So the question is, can he do that?
For me now, he's not Messi talented. I mean, only about 4 or 5 guys who ever played the game of football is on Messi level. That's hard. But for me, he's the best English talent I've seen since Joe Cole. And for me, he's a hybrid. This guy, he reminds me of Joe Cole in the way how he plays, the way how he dribbles, the way he passes, playmaking, close control. But he also have a little bit of Gerrard in him, which is this guy is not afraid to pop a shot. This guy, he shoots. And you know, Gerrard always had that nasty streak when he's not afraid to get stuck in, like he slide tackles. Yeah, he can do the dirty stuff too, man. For me, Grealish is a quality player. And I feel his mentality, I feel he's gonna smash it at City, and I'm frightened. But the only reason he's getting all this bigged up around England is because on Twitter, I don't know about you guys, is the way how he works. They're trying to make me into Beckham, basically. The girls on Twitter are actually in love with this guy. No homo. But the girls love, so they're trying to make me into a Beckham 2.2. But I'm not gonna. I'm on the field. I'm on what he does footballing wise, and the guy, people say Foden. The only guy who's close to him maybe Sancho, but this guy is super talented, man, and I feel he's gonna smash that City. Yeah.
Wow. So who else? So who else wants to jump in? All right, Eric, go for it.
Yeah, I agree with what Jamal said. From a neutral perspective, just as a football, someone who likes watching football, it would be nice to see what Grealish can do at Man City. But from the perspective of a Chelsea supporter, I don't want to see it, man. I don't want to see Grealish go to Man City because that will make Man City are already favourites for the for the Premier League next season without any signings. If they get one of those two signings, Grealish or Kane, that makes it more difficult. It really does. Whether they perform in the Champions League, that's a different question entirely. I know you've had your issues with Kane in the Champions League, so it's easy to just say, "Oh yeah, spend 250 on Kane and Grealish." Yeah, they definitely should win the Champions League, but they don't really have any there's no evidence to suggest that they should perform in the Champions League, on that stage, because they've never really done it before. So it's easy to say on paper that those two signings would take them over the line, but it's not. That's not how it works. That's not how football works. So I don't know if it will increase their chances of winning the Champions League, but it will definitely make the Premier League is already becoming a one-team league, which is bad, but it would make it worse. Yeah. So that's where I see it, man.
So who else wants to jump in this?
Yeah,
Hussein, talk to me, Hussein.
Yeah, so I think when it comes to Grealish, I do think he's a very good player, but I think we have to keep in mind that is his output going to be the same as it was at Villa? I mean, you compare both teams, and he has done well at Villa, obviously, but he's going to go from playing with the likes of like El Ghazi and like Bertrand Traore, and it's going to be levels when he plays with De Bruyne and then Mahrez, Sterling. So it's going to be a different environment for him. But I think for someone like Grealish, I think you're in a competitive environment, and I think that if Grealish does go to City, it's a step up for his career, because a lot of people, it's like what Z-Man said, a lot of people are like, they've been praising Grealish because he stayed at Villa for so long. So now it's more of, is Grealish, willing to sacrifice his career and stay at Villa and be part of their project, or is, Grealish willing to make that move? He wants to make the next step in his career, and that is go to City, a big club that, I think many of us, we do think he deserves to go to a bigger club than Villa, and I think City is the top choice considering Pep Guardiola's been wanting him for some time. And when it comes to Grealish, I think the only problem is just, just the fact that they have so many players in many positions, on the wings and on the number 8 positions. I think he will be used as a number 8. I think it's more so who's going to play in that midfield 3. And I have a feeling Fernandinho will be dropped. I think it will actually be a midfield 3 of like Grealish and maybe Rodri. Yeah, Rodri and De Bruyne. That's unless if Kane does go to City, then I think De Bruyne will be in that midfield 3. Otherwise, I see Guardiola using De Bruyne as a false 9.
And you haven't even mentioned Gundogan.
Gundogan.
He better win that UCL, man. He better win that UCL.
Yeah.
You see, I think that's because you have to also keep in mind Pep's coaching. So obviously Pep is going to take in and be like, no, I'm going to improve you. So whatever you were before, I'm not going to improve your football fundamentals and so forth. So whatever you were doing, whatever role you had at Villa, I'm going to come here and actually improve the kinds of things that you're going to do. So because what I think he wants for all of his players is you can play multiple positions that he can actually interpret the game. But yeah, look, as I said again, it's going to be interesting just to see how he does it, man. So guys, man, now for our final bulimia, this is where enough things now get popped off. So actually no, this is actually through because of Danny Mills, man. So
can I talk with Grealish real quick?
Go for it. Okay, go for it.
What I'm saying, do City really need a type of player like Grealish though? Do they really need him? They need a striker more than?
No, I mean, they need a Hurricane, but I think they also should, because they never replaced David Silva.
But they got
and David Silva was very key.
But they got to the CL final without David Silva being there.
But did they win it?
They didn't win it, but they got there. And
No. There's one thing getting there, but you have to win it. It's like, Bayern got to the UCL final, but Chelsea said, "What's up?" Then what did they do? They got Javi Martinez, and then when they got to the final, they then won it. So the whole point is not to get to the final; is to win it. So you're like, okay, why didn't we win it? Maybe this player would have made a difference. Maybe this player would have made a difference. Because if Kane and Grealish are in that whole thing, maybe they find a way of actually unlocking Chelsea and scoring the goals needed to turn it around 1-0. So I think that Grealish is a player that they should get because they've always Ever since David Silva left, they've missed that guy in the hole who can make those
How good
smart,
is Bernardo
accurate
Silva
passes.
really? How good is
So who's
Bernardo
gonna
Silva
be
really?
dropped then? So who's gonna be dropped then when Grealish comes in?
Bernardo Silva.
Silva.
But
Yeah.
he doesn't even start.
I think Gundogan will be dropped, but
So
Silva
no,
will be sold.
no. Whenever they play the three, normally it's Silva, Foden, and Mahrez.
Yeah.
If let's say they play, and Silva's probably the guy who plays the false nine role, but they all go in and out of the false nine. So, all right, let's hit this, man. Let's hit this. So, sure, we're at 11:20. So this actually was spawned via your boy Danny Mills, because Danny Mills came out and said that
Lanny Lils. Lanny Lils.
basically he said that like Varane, who is a multiple Champions League winner, a World Cup winner, La Liga winner, says that he now has to readjust. He may find it hard in La Liga and in the Premier League and so forth. And my thing is that look, everybody has to adapt. That's standard. But can you have some respect? But what he said, I thought this would be a nice, interesting debate, because Twitter has always been back and forth of EPL and Liga. And every time I've always put out a tweet trying to explain the differences between the two, I just have guys tweeting me. So before, let me just hit this dot so we can get into it. Your boy MT says, CL goals at the Bernabeu, KDB 1, EL Merchants Eden 0. But MT, you forgot to add another thing as well. Showing up in a World Cup semi, Eden 1, KDB 0. There we go.
Showing up in Baku.
So that's the
Don't
thing.
forget Baku. Don't forget Baku.
So King Bani says Grealish is the closest thing to CFC Eden, the real deal. King Bani. King Bani. King Bani is one of these guys who I think needs to chill, because he talks a lot. So I mean, if whenever you hear member hangouts, this guy, he talks a lot. King Bani, whatever you're sniffing and whatever you're injecting into your veins, I think that you need to look at your dealer and really question your dealer, because I think your dealer has given you too high a dose.
But I don't think Greenish want to be compared to that fraud anyway.
He said
that's a good point, Jamal. Good point.
No, he said CFC Eden, which means that he means Zad. King Bani.
Zad is still in Baku.
Grealish is good and so forth. Zad, at his best, Zad was top 2. Messi and Zad were like this at a point.
With no CL. With no CL. With no CL.
Zad is still in Baku.
At the Europa League final?
With no CL.
So wait, has Messi shown up in the World Cup semi? There we go.
Has Zad got a CL? Has he got a CL? Has Zad got a CL final? Has he got a CL final? Has he got a CL final?
EPL La Liga. Wait, did Mascherano save Messi in a World Cup? So EPL against La Liga.
How many goals does Zad have in the Champions League?
Now let's come to your boy Hussein here. So what's between EPL and La Liga? What is the better league, and why, Hussein?
It's a difficult one. I know that a lot of people, at least people I've met, they say it's the Premier League, but I feel like marketing has a part of that. I feel like for someone to state their favorite league, it's subjective. It's, everyone has their acquired taste, People might like the speed of the Premier League, but you also look at leagues like Serie, someone that might like, watching like more, how do you say, like there's attacking football, but at the same time more stable defenses. I think someone will like Serie. If someone likes attacking football, they might like the Bundesliga. If someone likes tactical football, they might like La Liga. It's very subjective. But for me, like, to be honest, like, I haven't been able to watch La Liga as much as I used to, like in the mid 2010s, if I'm being real. So in terms of this question, I'm more cling to saying that I prefer the Premier League just because I'm watching it more. And when it comes to La Liga, I can't watch full 90-minute matches as I used to. But I think, the Danny Mills, it's really weird because Danny Mills, like, giving his opinions on Rafael Varane's like defending is kind of like how Moyes told Rio and Vidic to watch Phil Jagielka defending. Like there's really no point in, like it's so useless. You know what I mean? Like it just makes no sense. So, yeah, I think La Liga has good defenders though. I think it's wrong to say, you know, in La Liga they only play like a few good matches every year, and then the rest are just easy matches where they just stand around and have to do nothing. That's completely false. And then you have to look at Varane. I think he's been playing since he was young. I think for a big club like Madrid as well, right? There's a lot of pressure he's had to deal with, and he's been playing at a very high level ever since. So I just don't agree with Danny Mills' comments.
No. Not for me. No, no one agrees with that clown. Trust me, no one agrees with it. So I just think the main thing though is that. So because you see, you're coming from the viewpoint that the Premier League is better based on you obviously being able to watch it more. Yeah. But really, what I really want to get to is even when you watch La Liga and when you watch the Premier League, because I think what we want to get into is people's criteria. Because when someone says, okay, I prefer this league, there's a reason why you do, and there's a criteria. See, my criteria is the quality of football being played, the quality of the players, and how competitive the league is. Because see, the Premier League's big thing was always about how competitive it is.
Right.
Last 4 years, I think City have won the league 3 out of the last 4 years. Yeah. And last 3 years, so Atletico this year, last season was Real Madrid, and I think the season before was Barcelona.
Yeah.
So you've had 3 different winners in 3 years, and we obviously know how well they do in Europe. Because see, if we want to be fully statistical, it's La Liga based on how well they do in the Champions League and Europa League.
Yeah.
But if we now want to do about entertainment and storylines, it's the Premier League.
Yeah.
For
another thing I wanted to say, HJ, if you don't mind me.
Go for it.
Like the thing with there's always arguments about Europe. I think a good one is like everyone is saying, "Oh, you just gave Villarreal their first ever trophy." Like in terms of Man United against Villarreal, a second place club against a seventh place.
When was
YSK, mute. Who said keep talking? Talk over him.
No offense, YSK.
No. Mean offense. No, he means to cause offense. Continue.
But yeah, like
say sorry.
No, I'm not saying sorry. But
good. You better know.
But yeah, like the thing with La Liga, I think it's like you said, they've been very good in Europe. Every year, bar 2013, they've either won the Champions League or the Europa League. And I think that does show, regardless of who the clubs are competing, Barcelona, Real Madrid, or Atletico Madrid, they always show their quality in Europe. And I think that's the biggest occasion that you can show it in. But in general, I think in terms of the pace and the physicality of both leagues, I don't think La Liga is that far off, in my opinion. I think there is pace in La Liga. Physicality is there too, because I think there was a stat I saw. Well, if you do view it this way, a lot more fouls were given in La Liga than there were in the Premier League. So I think that's kind of a benchmark people can look at when it comes to physicality, and La Liga has its physicality then. So for people that like to doubt La Liga, I just say, just enjoy, man. Just enjoy both leagues. Like Rio said, just enjoy it.
I think I saw somewhere. I've always for as long as I've lived, well, not for the, but ever since, what did he say to Pep? You see, my belief is that he says to Pep that you think it's over, think again. Because obviously this was after Busquets did the whole peekaboo thing that got Thiago Motta sent off. Because I wanted to know that what did Mourinho say? Because remember, after he said it to Pep just like looks behind us and said, "What the hell?" Because I told you this is one of my favorite games of all time, amazing game. But what did Uncle Mo say to Pep?
I think the quote was, "Don't throw the party. The game is not over."
Guy, I told you, don't mess with my boy. Don't mess with my. I told you that was one of the greatest victories I've ever seen, and one of the greatest celebrations ever.
Yeah, he went wild.
Yeah. So who else wants to pop
in? Want to be quick.
Darren, talk to me, Darren.
Yeah, let me brief. Look, to me, they're just usual English media propaganda as usual. Like, to me personally, I prefer watch La Liga. Because I think it's a more technical league and players of higher quality. But I get why people like Premier League. It's simpler, it's easier to get into, it's way better marketed. So I get why people like Premier League. But to me, if you are a true football fan, you gotta put La Liga above Premier League. That's just my take on it. I don't see how you could be a football fan and can't respect La Liga. If you don't like La Liga, to me, you're just a Premier League merchant, in my opinion.
So, if you were to, so what criteria do you then use as to judging which is better or not then?
All right, you got European performances. You got to be the style of play, well, the technicality of the play and the quality of players. Like to me, Premier League just a bunch of headless chickens running about. That's just my honest opinion. I don't like Premier League football. I just gonna be blunt, but it's popular.
So you see that? So basically, EPL just has marketing power. That's basically what all that is. EPL has.
Yeah. In my opinion.
Okay.
Because when I look at Bundesliga, because Bundesliga is fast, it's entertaining, but nobody do rate Bundesliga. Why? Because Prem has better marketing. The names are easy to say: Chelsea, Arsenal, Mönchengladbach, and all these, Wolfsburg, and all these names.
No, because let's keep it real. How many quality games were there in the Premier League? Because remember, that was what we were saying throughout the season. Whenever the big teams played, the big teams were stalemates. Like, I remember that Chelsea United game was gutter trash. It was
mostly
game.
United, though. It was mostly
all
the
of
United
Manchester
game.
United games were.
It was the United game.
Okay.
Liverpool, Man City.
Calm down.
Calm down. Calm down.
No, I'm not,
true,
bro.
though.
I'm
not even hating.
You guys were defensive mentions, bro.
No, I'm not even hating. It's true.
You know that West Brom Chelsea game was pretty entertaining as well. I remember that one.
No. Except for the Liverpool United, Liverpool Manchester United, the second game. That one
Liverpool
was very
games are always good. Come on.
No, I'm talking about the second game between Liverpool and Manchester when Liverpool won 4-2, I think. 4-2. That game was pretty entertaining. But other than that, all the big games United played this season, United were very defensive in those games. That's just what they were playing.
What's considered entertaining? That's the problem. What's considered entertaining? Because some people really like defensive football.
Yeah,
that's why Chelsea's their preference to watch, because they just enjoy teams that are very defensive minded.
See, because my thing is that. That's a great point. You can have entertaining offensive football and entertaining defensive football. Like Serie back in the day, the games were great. Like whenever Inter would play Milan or Roma against it was good because it was so tactical, because the level of defending was so good. And it was the degree of difficulty was so hard that anybody who could even get a sniff was like, wow, because you're looking at the very best defenders that I think the game has ever seen. But the thing with the Premier League is, see, Premier League can sometimes have very entertaining games. I think what Premier League has are the storylines, because the fans are so vocal. Like, there are no more vocal fans than Premier League fans. But it's just how, Arsenal pretty much runs social media.
Is that true, or just to understand what people are saying? All right, let's like Roma fans, we don't understand what these guys are saying because it's the Italian. But Roma is a very passionate club. But we know everything Arsenal is saying because a lot of people know English, or English is second language.
That's true. No. But if we break down the numbers, because see, my thing is that obviously because I try and actually switch my Twitter to Nigerian stuff, and I follow a lot of Nigerian guys. Bro, the Nigerian Twitter is Arsenal, Chelsea, Man United. That's it. So the thing though is that facts of the matter is that these Premier League clubs dwarf every other club in terms of the global fan base. So whether it's Japan, China, America, Canada, Nigeria, Ghana, so forth, they have a massive Chelsea base, United base, Liverpool base, and so forth. So really, social media will always be dominated by Premier League clubs or fans of the world based on how many people support this club. Like Man United, I mean, they have probably one of the biggest global fan bases in the world.
Yep. And I think
Jamal, go for it.
Yeah, man. For me, every time this question always comes up on who's the best lead, I always say it don't have no best lead, man. It's just what you enjoy. And that's why the world is so good, because people enjoy different things. But for me, entertainment-wise, the Premier League have an edge. The reason why is because the social media, because expressions. I mean, after Tottenham lost, you check this guy, AFTV. Come on. Ty, I'm sorry, but I'd say Ty is the GOAT, man. This guy, I don't know how he cracks. He just makes me laugh, man. I don't know if it's an act I don't know, but
Oh
time
no,
is
it's real. It's real. I swear.
yeah.
Which is what makes it scary. Which is what makes it scary. It's
Did you
real.
guys remember when he attacked Mopey? Oh God, that was
and also,
legendary.
Jamal, I told you, like you see, because obviously anybody who lives in England will know because I used to live near Archway, so I was coming out of Archway Station and I saw Ty, and he was wearing the Arsenal headphones, Arsenal beanie, and I was thinking, that's wait, should I say hello? I was like, I feel so awkward because I'm like, what would I say to him? Because I just said hello, and I think I just like laughed. I was like, you know what? Let me just keep walking because he was across the street. But yeah, like when I used to, you know, and that's why for me, like, see, AFTV, I always go to Ty because see, Ty is real.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, it's real. Like for him, is I know him, and that's why I feel like it goes to the whole Super League thing. If Arsenal played in hell against Lucifer FC and Beelzebub United, Ty will be. He will go there.
He's the first one there. He's the first one there.
He'll be sitting right next to Lucifer and so say, "Yo, man, what up? Like, can I get some water on this fire and so we can chill because it's a bit hot up in this piece." And the funny thing is,
he'll blame the heat.
He'll go to hell with his beanie cap and his shirt.
Yeah.
Can I speak on this real quick?
And
go for it.
Yeah, so I was gonna say and the reason why I think some of the Premier League games, the Big Six, has been so boring is because there's so much money and pressure involved. Because guys, Crystal Palace sacked their manager after 6 games. These guys, when Chelsea was really in this thing, Abramovich, if you don't do nothing in 6 games, Abramovich will sack you. So I think it's the pressure that makes these big games boring for the Premier League. And yeah, man. But for me, I always say it's different. For Bundesliga, guys, you ever watch Borussia Dortmund, Bayern Munich? I mean, I swear there's never been a bad game between those guys. When those guys play, it's always quality, man. It's always
but Jamal, it's quality, but one team gets bent over and gets done over with no lube. So
yeah. And then in La Liga, I mean, it's very technical and it's good, man. So I always say it do not have no best in the world. It's what you enjoy and different. Wait, is what's the saying? Different strokes for different folks.
Yeah,
that's the saying. Yeah, man. So yeah, I always say that.
Because my thing though is I say that's why I like using European competition because I think if we do like for like, so let's say the Leicester City equivalent could probably be like Sevilla. Or let's say Villarreal or so forth, I think they get beat. So let's say freaking Alaves against like in Norwich or so forth. I think because I just think that because the quality of individuals are better in those games, because again for me, I think about it. Let's say whenever I go out and I play for football. And I play football with English guys, and I play football with Italians or Spanish guys. Because in England, there's a culture of, get rid, get stuck in, go up, long ball, boom, boom, boom. But then, because it's funny, whenever you play football with the English guys, there's someone shouting, just shouting, come on, get stuck in, get back, track back, blah, blah. But when you play football with the Italian and Spanish guys, it's just silence. Like a few words, but the ball is in the ground, just boom, 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 boom. And it's a lot more tactical. So it's like, there's that difference there. Vilton, talk to me, Vilton.
Yeah, as for the whole Lenny Lils, where Lenny
Lenny Lils.
Denny Mills, but as for the whole thing, like when you watch the entire video, the other guy was asking them, what about Messi? What if Messi was going to United? Would you have said, oh, Messi wouldn't be able to adapt to the league? The physicality would be too much. Then he stuttered a little bit. He didn't know what to say. Because at the end of the day, it's just, you don't win the Champions League without buying German Zidane from Bundesliga. So, yes, the whole Farmers League thing, it's all banter and fun with that. But at the end of the day, the Premier League is run by foreigner players. Usually the best players are from different leagues, like from players that are from lower ranked league, but they go to the Premier League for the money and stuff like that. But as for the whole European competition thing, yes, and La Liga dominates more in terms of, like, obviously Real Madrid, Barcelona, Atleti been pretty good when you look at their final record in the past 10 years or so. But as for the entertainment, I do agree with that because at least the money is more well spread, like in the Prem. But then La Liga is mostly a duopoly. But now Atletico Madrid are saying what's up. But my thing, I never care about really what's the best league in the world, because for me, when I always tell people that winning a Bundesliga, Premier League, or La Liga, it's the same thing. If you're a big club, it's the same thing, because you're expected to win with the amount of money that you spend. But when a Leicester or Sevilla or even Valencia or Leo that just win the league, it means more to them because they're not expected to win those type of trophy. But you can't discredit Bayern for winning the Bundesliga. Yes, we know they're gonna win it every single season, but you can't really discredit it because it's the same way. You can't say the Premier League means more because of that. You could say, I guess it means more because maybe there's more competition, but at the end of the day, it's still a league trophy. That's why everybody can agree here. The Champions is the highest level of competition. That's why we all want to win it so bad. So I never understood the whole adapt to the Premier League when if I see Hazard was balling in the Premier and he's flopping at freaking Real Madrid. So it happens. Di Maria was amazing in La Liga, but when he went to United, he flopped a little bit. Oh, speaking of which, it says, why don't you have a league earn Discord chat on the Discord? I don't get it. You still haven't made a league earn. Do you not rate that league at all?
Liga.
Yeah, you don't have a chat on the Discord, like on the Discord for league
for Uber Eats.
Yeah, you don't have one.
Also,
just call it PSG, man. Call it PSG.
No, you can't call it PSG. You gotta call it Lille.
I mean, Hazard.
How
came
much
from
Lille
that league,
supporters does everyone know here?
Was it Hazard? Hazard came from that league, didn't he?
Wilson, how do you create a Discord for a league called Uber Eats?
Just call
PSG is gonna bully everyone in that Discord, bro.
So I mean, come on. I mean, it's called. Let me see. The clue is in the title. It's called Uber Eats. Hence why Wilson, your boy, best give me that UCL because he didn't give me that Copa America, and I told you, Wilson, we're gonna get your boy next Sunday. That's the next debate is next Sunday. So if Oli can give me our Uber, because Mbappe has his World Cup, so he's fine. If Oli can give me our Uber Eats trophies and titles, I'm sorry, I don't recognize them. Shout out to Lille. But see, PSG have ruined the league because they've messed it up.
Didn't Bayern ruin the league?
Didn't who?
Then Bayern ruined the Bundesliga. Isn't Pep kind of doing the same thing with your league now?
For me, I would, yes, Bayern are cannibalizing it, but my thing though is the kind of team that PSG have. The team they have and the amount of money they have. You see, with Bayern is okay. See, Bayern are using nice crafty ways of sort of like cannibalizing the league and so forth, but they aren't spending 200-something million on one guy.
But that's never
and
been
have a superstar
Bayern.
team.
But even in history, Bayern have never been the team that spend money.
Which is why you have to respect that.
No, but they control
different
the
from
entire
PSG.
league, though. That's the thing. They have the whole league to themselves. PSG do that because they don't get the same viewership that they get from other leagues. They have to bring the big stars for views.
It's even more so that they get clowned because how can you spend all that money, have a team like that, and you've not given me a UCL? You've given me one UCL final appearance.
It's been injuries happen.
Oh,
teams suffer a lot. It's just look how much Chelsea suffered before you guys won in 2012. So you have to suffer, and I'm sure they're gonna win it this season.
Are you sure about that?
That's a different conversation for something.
Wilson, that is a very different conversation for another time.
Before I round off, Will Smith is a good actor. He passes the actors with flying color.
What the heck?
He woke up semi, woke up final.
Will Smith is he's not a good actor.
Scarlett Johansson, you're hating on Scarlett Johansson. That poor girl deserves a $50 million, bro. After having COVID, 20 million is not enough. It's just she needs her money. I don't know why you're hating.
I have no sympathy for a millionaire.
Those Disney frauds are keeping her at bay.
Look, can someone talk about Wilson, please? Someone, anyone?
Yeah, let me talk over him. Let me talk over him.
Eric, talk over him. Go talk.
Yeah. It's an interesting conversation, this Premier League versus La Liga. But for me, if you're looking at things in general, which I think Hitcher does all the time, he always looks at the general view. It's you can't have a conversation because it's just La Liga. La Liga is head and shoulders above everybody else. So instead of doing that, I prefer to look at things, in maybe like 5 year, if over a 5 year period of time.
Okay.
Because it's just better for me to analyze things without looking at the last 20-30 years. It's just better for me to because a lot of things changes over time. So I prefer to look at it like that. Maybe even per season, because okay, yes, in general, what I do is I don't look at quality of football, because once again La Liga probably is number one. I don't look at the competition, even though you can say the Premier League before 3 seasons ago, the Premier League was probably number one in terms of competition. More league winners than any other league, I think. But I look at the top end. Like I think I'm not sure who was saying it, but I look at the Champions League. Who is the dominant Champions League team? Who are the teams who are getting to the final? So the last 3 seasons, the Premier League teams have been in the Champions League for the last 3 seasons. So 18-19 it was Spurs and Liverpool, and then obviously 19-20 was
Chelsea,
Bayern
Man
and
City. Oh, sorry. Bayern, PSG, and then
yeah, and then obviously 2021 is Chelsea, City. So you can see a trend there. I'm not talking about in general, but you can see a trend. The last 3 years.
But Eric, I need a bigger sample size. So now that's good. So my thing is, okay, let's now come back in 5 years' time. And how many times have you seen a Premier League team in the final? How many times have you seen 2 Premier League teams in the final? But what I want, you see, I want that higher stake, the winners. Cool, you reach the final and so forth. Now, obviously, if it's 2 teams in the final, that's even better. Because not only does the Premier League team win, both teams were in the final. So that just shows how well that the Premier League teams have done. But what I really want to see is, over 5 years, how many times did the Premier League team win the Europa and the Champions League? See, the thing about last year is, okay, boom, 2 Premier League teams, obviously Chelsea winning, but you now look at, because what was so damning about Europa League was United were the team who dropped down from the Champions League. They were the overwhelming favorites. This was Villarreal's first ever European final, and they still lost.
Yeah.
So that was even a bigger dub for La Liga in Villarreal beating United.
That's fair. And obviously, so last season, fair enough. One Premier League team in the final for the Europa League, and obviously La Liga wins. The La Liga team wins. Season before last was 2 different teams, Inter and what was it? Inter versus Sevilla.
Sevilla.
Obviously, La Liga won again. But then the season before that, it was Arsenal and Chelsea, and obviously Chelsea won. So in the last 3 seasons, there's like 2 English teams won the Champions League, and then 1 English team won the Europa League. And there was like how many final appearances? 2 appearances in the Champions League and the Europa League in 18-19, and then obviously 1 appearance from Europa League. So what I'm saying is, it's getting, obviously there's not enough, but there's not enough of a body of data or something, whatever the phrase you want to use.
Body of work, sample size.
Yeah, sample size. There's not enough sample size, but what I'm saying is, it's starting to show that the Premier League is starting to get more involved in these. Obviously, you can say the money is a major reason why, but it seems like based on the Champions League and the Europa League, it's starting to look like that. We'll see, 5 years from now, but for now, it seems like it's starting to get to that point. But like you said, in terms of in general, the Liga has to be number 1, and I don't think people like Danny Mills really respect other leagues. They're very ignorant with those kind of comments they make. They just say things, But I wanted to just quickly say something. Like you made a comment and nobody really responded to what you were saying.
What?
You were talking about Harry Kane. Remind me if I got this wrong. I think I remember you saying that you would have you would have liked Kane at Chelsea. You wouldn't have been against it. But at the same time, you just said a few hours, maybe not even an hour ago, you just said that he's not world class. So why are we interested in somebody who's not world class?
Desperate times call for desperate measures. Him coming in here secures the Premier League because he is one of the great Premier League strikers. And as long as he's there, him combined with Havertz. See, Havertz can take care of Europe. Kane can help contribute. When it comes to the big time, we know that's Mount, Ziyech, Kanse, Havertz can take care of Europe. So what we need Kane for is to secure the Premier League and take it away from Pep. Different roles for different peeps.
So your reason for him not being world class is obviously he doesn't
hasn't
Champions
really shown up in the Champions League, and I don't count a rebound in that Euro semi. That doesn't count. You missed the penalty, so he has yet to show up in a major game, either in a major semi or in a major final. Until he does, he's an EPL merchant. He's not world class. No way. Let me come to Rob. Talk to me, man. EPL, La Liga, man. Where do you stand on this whole shalili?
Well, it depends on your personal preference, I think. Which one is better or which one you like more? Because the Premier League is more physical and usually with a higher tempo.
No, Rob. I want you people to say what is your criteria? So, for you as a football fan, what do you look for with regards to you saying, this league is the best? So do you look at the entertainment, the quality of players, the quality of games, how well they do? So what is your criteria?
I usually look for entertainment more, I think. But also talent and quality is also important, of course. But I think entertainment first.
Okay. So which is more entertaining, La Liga or Premier League, and why?
That's difficult to say because that is more based on personal preference, I would say. But for me, I don't watch a lot of La Liga, but I do watch a lot of Premier League, so I go with the Premier League.
Okay. Mr. Ifak, talk to me.
Let me land.
Yes, I'll get to you, my friend. Yes, we can hear you. Go for it.
I think the Serie is pretty underrated because I think Cristiano going there helped it home. He gets more watch. It's more watch now that Ronaldo's there and all that. And I do think the way the teams play out from the back and stuff in Serie A is pretty decent to watch. I think La Liga, when Bale, Benzema, Ronaldo, Messi, Neymar, Suarez and all that, I think it used to be the best league, but they've lost so many superstars now. I'm just I don't know where it goes from here. Because, Ramos leaving as well for Real Madrid, and they lack superstars now. And I just think
Hazard's a superstar?
No, not anymore. He's finished.
Speak on it.
He's finished. How can he be finished when he's not even yet started?
Well, to be fair, he's still got quality, but he's always injured. So.
Yeah, so you can't say he's finished if he's not even been given the chance.
Who is that you're talking about?
What chance? What chance are you talking about?
He's not been fit. How can you judge? How can you judge a man who's always been injured?
That's his fault, bro. If you
how is his fault when you can just get How do you judge a man who is not fit?
Basically, you have to banish him from all fast food restaurants and
paella
joints.
Who are you talking about? Who are you guys talking
Hazard.
about?
Eden Hazard.
Hazard.
See, there are two things I want most in life right now. It's Mbappe to win that UCL and Hazard to prove everyone wrong. Because I think if Hazard proves everyone wrong, man, it will be one of the most sweetest and deserving things in the world. Because the abuse this man as I said again, this man was the closest thing to Messi at his peak.
Stop saying that, bro. That's a lie.
That's kind of embarrassing, bro.
Wait.
Okay, he doesn't even reach peak Neymar.
Yeah, bro. No. HH, you promised us when he went to Real Madrid that he was gonna unleash. He's gonna be attacked. He's gonna be around players that are like-minded as him.
Get injured.
AJ didn't consider the paella in Madrid.
Okay, so wait, hold up. So you're saying peak Zad wasn't as good as Messi. Hazard
No,
at his very
No,
best.
it wasn't.
He wouldn't
It
he wasn't
wasn't.
even as good as
It
Neymar.
wasn't.
He's not even good as
It
Neymar.
wasn't.
He's not even better than peak Neymar. How the hell is he?
He's not even better than peak Neymar, bro.
Yeah,
Really.
that's true. That's facts.
Has Neymar ever showed up in a World Cup semi? Has Neymar ever balled in a World Cup semi?
Yeah,
He
his
has.
back was broken in a World
Yeah,
Cup.
he's balling the Champions League. I know that.
No,
He's
I
balling
said,
the
see,
Champions
has
League
Neymar
final.
ever balled in a World Cup semi?
He's
Has he
balling
ever
the
balled in a World
Champions
Cup
League
semi?
final.
Oh my god!
No, it's a
bro.
simple question. Okay,
No.
so that sense, no. Has Messi ever balled in a World Cup semi?
Oh, he's been to a World Cup final.
Messi
Has he
has
ever
World Cup
balled?
final. Yeah, Messi
He's been to a
never
World
got
Cup.
to World Cup semi, but
Live,
Messi got to a
wait,
World
live
Cup
chats.
final.
Wait, morons, losers in the live chats. You sad, pathetic losers in the live chats. Has Messi ever balled in a World Cup semi?
Wow.
Sorry,
Wow.
Can I ask you a question, bro?
Yes,
Messi
Jamal,
has
talk
ball
to
in
me.
the World Cup semi, but he went to a World Cup final. Has Hazard been to a World Cup final?
What did Messi do in the semi and the final? I guess. He was looking for Di
What did
Maria to
Hazard
bail
do
him
in the
out.
World Cup semi?
He was looking for Di Maria to bail him out. Jamal,
Bro,
you want to ask me
Hazard
something?
was dribbling in circles, bro.
Wait,
He got
guys, can I
lost.
ask
He
you
got
a
confused.
question? Yeah.
And,
Jamal,
and the Herrera pocketed him.
This guy, every time we bring up the Messi and R9 debate, this guy always said Messi dribbling is so boring. Do you know that how Messi? Do you know Messi and Eden Hazard dribbling style is the same?
No, it's not.
What?
It's similar,
No, it's better.
It's not.
It's better. That's what it is. Hazard can't do
No,
what he
let
does
me
on a
explain.
consistent basis.
How Hazard dribbling is better than Messi?
Because remember,
Is it-
Messi is. Let's also look, guys. Keep it. Messi is amazing. This guy, he's a supernova, and I've
Oh
already
my
preached
god,
about
this is
him.
about to be a brick take. Carry on.
It's not. But Messi.
I'm
Let me
recording
land. Let me land.
I'm recording the screen right
Carry
now.
on, bro. Record it.
Messi relies.
right now.
See, Messi relies a lot upon his left foot, and we already know that when Messi is under pressure, he can't perform.
What has Hazard done? He hasn't even been to UCL final yet. You rap for him.
There is no higher pressure.
Oh my god.
The only higher pressure than the World Cup semi is the World Cup final. Hazard was making Pogba. He was making 3-4 French players fall on their feet and trip over them themselves.
Bro, Messi.
What more do you want?
Messi was making the Galactical team.
So he's a participation merchant.
Yeah. No. But, by the way, HH, this isn't even your most brick take. Your most brick take is saying Williams was in the same class as Messi on his day. This is what I mean, bro. You should be in the brick academy.
Okay, you know what?
Wow.
Because he turned up pregnant, man. Because he turned up pregnant this season, he's expecting. This is for me. This is for me.
Wait.
Damn, that's the first.
That
That's
video is going to
historic.
be taken down.
That's
That video because
historic. That's
because based off Williams' decline, guys, I apologize for that take. So everyone right there, I apologize.
It was against Aston Villa too.
Messi, like just normal season, I think it's better than Hazard, peak Hazard. To be honest,
No, it's
Just
not.
Yeah,
Messi
he
having
is.
a
He
good
No, it's not.
He is,
No,
bro.
it's not.
Yes,
No, it's
yes,
not.
yes, he
No,
is.
it's not.
Yes, he
This
is.
is not even close.
Just Messi
Has-
having a normal
it's not
season.
even
is better
close.
than
Has
Hazard.
Messi ever single-handedly carried Barcelona to a
He didn't
Champions
carry
League?
him. No,
Bro,
he did
bro,
not
you
carry.
can't carry
Has
What did
Hazard
Hazard
done
do in
that?
that final?
Oh, you can't
Has
sleep on the
Hazard
CL
done
and
that?
Zard, bro.
Yeah.
Wait, how far has Zard reached in the knockout
No,
stages?
no. If we're gonna be
How
honest,
far is he
in the
gone in the
Europa
knockout
League,
stages?
Hazard got carried by Giroud. If we're being honest, he got carried by Giroud.
Zeman, never say that crap ever again. Never mention that
Giroud,
crap
I
ever
got
again.
you a rake.
No.
You got carried by him.
All I'm saying is that so basically this Hazard slander, I just think is unfair. Because
You know the reason why you keep on saying woke up semi like it's a man.
because it's a big thing, it's a big deal.
Wait,
But you
can
get
someone
the
someone in it confirm that? I heard reports that he turned to the training ground, Zard, overweight again.
Yeah, he has.
No.
Is
Fake
that
news.
true,
Fake
Milton?
news.
Guys, that's
Fake
not
news.
Marca, though.
Bro, I'm sorry,
Basically,
but
Guys, I
Yeah,
told you,
hold
like I am ready for this new season. I told you I'm gonna get my subscription to Premier Sports.
you know what you're not gonna get. You know what you're gonna get. Striker.
Wise game. You better hope Manchester United do good, man. But if you guys, we're coming for you. You heard me, Wise game? If you guys flop, we're coming for you, man.
But not really though. You guys said they have a PE team.
Yo, HH, can I speak?
Go for it. Shan, talk to me. Shan, talk to me.
Yeah. So, in my opinion, how you judge a league, first and foremost, is quality. Quality, all down the league, and the quality all down La Liga is of a much higher standard than the Prem, because teams at the bottom of La Liga actually try and play football. They don't just hoof the ball up the pitch and wait for Chris Wood to nod it down. Yeah, they actually try and play football. Secondly,
Respect Chris Wood, man.
He's an Olympian.
Barnes.
Chris Wood is an Olympian.
And Ashley Barnes.
Yeah. Yeah. Secondly, entertainment. That this is subjective, so like it can go either way. Personally, I like football on the ground. You know, dribbling. I like excellent passing. You know, all the things that La Liga has over the Premier League. Basically, Premier League has pace. Premier League has passion, desire.
That's the taste.
I thought you were about to say power.
What is taste?
So Shan, you're basically saying that the Premier League is a stereotypical black player according to white commentators. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, you could say that. But yeah, also I want to say, you know, Prem fans are saying, "Oh yeah, we're doing so much better in the Champions League now," and yeah. But do you remember when the Prem were bricks in Europe after 2014, and the Prem fans were saying, and they were saying, "Oh no, we're still the best because our league's more competitive." But now the tables have turned.
They always shift to goalposts.
That's
always shifts.
That's exactly my point. No, can I go?
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to say this, man. My problem. Listen, if we look at it from a competitive standpoint, La Liga has over 13 European trophies compared to 6. If we're talking about in 10 years, now I understand that when it comes to league performances and when it comes to overall what's considered the better league, it changes. It's not something that's that's always true for every league. So for me, it changes. And then you look at the different winners in the past 10 years. It's been 5 for the Premier League and 3 for La Liga in terms of just different winners. So it hasn't been, it hasn't been by a large mile. So for me, when it comes to league right now, I would say La Liga is better. But in terms of upward trends, I would say that, the Premier League is going up there. And if they could dominate the 10 years, they will be the best league. But my problem with Premier League fanboys is the changing of the goalposts. Because first, remember, from 2010 to 2016, it was, but you're doing it in the Champions League. Our league is more competitive and popular. And then it transformed into, well, we're doing great in Europe and you're not. Therefore, the Premier League is better. So it just like it keeps changing depending on the argument. And that's my problem. There hasn't been any consistency.
See, what I've always said is that whole thing of our league is competitive, that's a bull crap. Hence, we have to define the criteria. By definition, the best league is the league that performs best in the European competition. If you're saying it's competitive, that means we have the most competitive league, which is its own thing. If the argument is what's the best league, the best determiner is, okay, when we face each other, who comes out on top? So for the past 10, 15 years, when all the teams face each other, the Spanish teams have come out the best. So by definition, it is the best league. Because when we now go head-to-head and so forth against each other, we end up winning these competitions more times than anyone else.
But and I also want to add this thing about the Premier League is very tough. Players can't adapt. So you tell me Sterling is 6 foot. He's a 6 foot giant. So is that what you're telling me? David Silva is a 6 foot giant in the middle of the park, just yanking balls from the air.
Z-Man. They have
exactly.
passion.
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, that's
all
exactly
honesty,
my
though,
problem.
guys. In all honesty, we should just say like every single league has their own characteristic. La Liga is very technical. Premier League, the games are very high tense. Bundesliga, if you want to watch a lot of goals, you watch that league. There's always a lot of goals in those games. Serie is very defensive. League is very about Neymar, of course. But it's true though. Every league has their own characteristics. So I really don't care about what's the best league in the world. I just care about what Real Madrid does because I really don't give a damn when people say we play.
No. But Hilton, the issue is, I think it comes from the popularity.
Of course,
of the clubs in the Premier League.
The Premier League is the most popular league in the world.
But see, that's how people get confused. So EPL fans are, because the Premier League fans do off anyone else in terms of popularity, they don't believe that popularity means that, we're the best league. But that makes no sense. Because whenever you're saying you're the best, best in terms of what? If it's the best in terms of how good you are, by definition, Wikipedia says no. Because Wikipedia says no, the La Liga teams have done the best. So basically, you can't call yourself, because we're dealing with sports, and sports is competition. Sports isn't who's the most famous or most popular. Sports is the Olympics is happening now, and what's it? It's I got gold, silver, bronze. Who comes first? Who wins? Who wins this and wins this? Well, I am more popular. Well, I am known more. Or no, it's who wins. Who is the winner? Who gets the most trophies? So what Premier League people should be saying is, you should never say you're the best league. Just say, we're the most popular league. We're the most watched league, and we have the biggest things. That's the only thing you should be saying. But when you use the word best,
as of right now, I would say they're the best as of right now, because if you just look at it the past 3 years or so, they've been the best.
No. But see, that's what I think Eric was even saying. I like 10. Well, let's look 5, but I like a 10-year period. So let's have a 10-year period, because see, you need a large sample size, because 2 years, cool, but then another 2 years could be someone else, another 3 years could be someone else. So if you say, 10 years, which is a nice large sample size, how many of these teams performed well and won both the European and Champions Leagues in these 10 years? Then that is a greater argument to now.
You know what the sick thing is though, right? When Bayern Munich won it in 2013 or 2020, nobody have said the Bundesliga is the best league in the world, even though Bayern won it. So the goalpost was moving, because in 2013 there was 2 German teams in the final, Bayern and Dortmund. Nobody was saying they were the best league in the world.
Yeah.
Even in 2020, Bayern versus Ligue 1 versus PSG. It was 2 different teams outside of La Liga and Prem, but people still didn't give those leagues their credit. So
the semis were also Bundesliga. And
Bundesliga and Ligue 1 teams. So
I agree with that. But the only thing I'm gonna push back on is when people say the Premier League is pace and power. I just want you guys to know there's only one English manager really in the Premier League. Because if you watch teams like Norwich and these guys, they are very international managers, Germans, Spanish managers. So when you guys say the Premier League is very peace and power, are the managers playing the English way, or is they doing their own style? If you guys understand what I'm saying, because there's not plenty English managers in the Premier League.
I think it's a combination. I think that's okay. So let's even look down. City 100% play a passing style and so forth. You see Chelsea, they're in transition right now, so they've been more pragmatic. Liverpool, right now, you would say it is a passing game, but it's like, the Geigen press and very intensive. Then you have United that is a bit pragmatic. But you see, my thing though is that fans influence the way a team plays a lot and how they operate. So hence why there's been a difference with no fans. So when you now see fans back, you'll see how they influence. Because I think that they said something that's interesting. Whenever there's a corner in England, people cheer whenever a corner is won. But that's not the same in like other countries. So whenever a corner, fans really get up and excited for it. And I think also fans in England, there is much more pressure for you to move forward and go forward. And they champion efforts, and you really giving in, basically running up and down, are really getting stuck in and so forth. And they champion passion and efforts. In Spain, they're more patient. So they're willing to be like, keep the ball, hold the ball, there's a ball and forth and so forth. So the fans can influence how a team operates and play. That's why I think they interviewed Mikel Antonio, and he said that he feels that the football has sort of been better without the fans because they don't have the pressure to be like, oh, keep the ball up. So now, because you can now keep the ball a lot more without you having pressure to hoof it up by the fans saying, oh my God, move, blah, 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 blah. So, Shan, you want to say something?
Yeah. Basically, the thing you were saying about corners, I feel like set pieces are much more important in the Prem, and that's it's also why I feel like someone like David Beckham was much more like revered in the Premier League than when he came into La Liga, because in La Liga he had to show more technique, which is why he didn't do as well as in the Prem.
Oh no, because my thing, I always judge football based off what can you do when the ball is at your feet. When the ball is at your feet, what can you do as an individual, and hence why anybody, how many players from Spain or La Liga have failed in the Premier League? You've had David Silva, you have Santi Cazorla. I can't remember some of the other guys, but most players who come from Spain.
Roberto Soldado.
You see, Soldado is probably the only one that I can think of who flopped.
Morata,
but most guys,
maybe? Yeah.
Didn't Morata come from Juventus?
Yeah.
But
he came from Madrid.
Yeah, he did.
No, he came from Madrid.
Yeah, he came from Madrid because he was in the bench for Benzema.
He came from Madrid. Sorry, he came from Madrid. Yeah, okay, he came from Madrid. Okay, but Morata is a special case. Okay, the other guy is a special case. But I think so. But my point is that when you look at
come on, he's trash.
but I think if I always believe that if you're just a good footballer in and of yourself, you can be good anyway. Because your quality will always see you through. Like, look,
and
David Silva.
Fabregas.
One
of the best midfielders to ever play.
Fabregas, he started at Arsenal though. Then he moved to Barcelona. Then he came back.
He actually no.
Did he start at Barcelona?
He came from the Barcelona Youth Academy. Then he went to Arsenal for first team football.
But did he play in La Liga before he came to Arsenal?
No, he didn't. He was in the youth academy.
So really, he really started at Arsenal, like on the top tier. Then he moved to Barcelona. Then he went from there over to Chelsea. But the thing though is that, you see, my thing with the Premier League is the quality. See, the best thing that happened to the Premier League was the managers. That's like having Pep, Klopp, now Tuchel and so forth. Best thing that happened, because you see, back in the 90s and 2000s, the football was Class B, Class A. Sometimes there were a few good teams. Hence why, shout out to Wenger, because Wenger helped to revolutionize. But it was very much about hoofing long ball. But now, these managers have now really helped to really make these teams play a better kind of football. So basically, the football in the Premier League now is way better than it was like 10, 15, 20 years ago. But my thing though is that I want to now see when we get to like 2030 now.
I know this might be a different topic also, but wouldn't you say is that why England as the international team hasn't been performing kind of like in major international tournaments, like when it comes to Euro and World Cups, because they get so many foreigners to come to their league. They pretty much, like, the foreigners are pretty much the best player in that league. Because when you watch the England nationals, I don't know, I could be wrong. I just think that maybe that has to do with it, because they hype up the Premier League so much as to be the best. But when you watch England play, like in majors, it doesn't have to do with the league anything, of course. But when you watch England play in the last 50 years, they've been trashed when they come. But they play the best league in the world. Those players playing the best league in the world.
No. But see, it goes back to when people were like, they were shocked as, wait, how come you have Lampard, Gerrard, all these guys not so good? But my thing though is that Lampard played with Makelele, played with Essien and so forth. Gerrard played with Jabi Alonso, Haman. So my thing though is, look at Italy now. When you look at Inter, Napoli, Juventus, is a very heavy Italian influence there. Best example was Spain. Barcelona was Spain, minus Ramos and Casillas. But that was pretty much Spain. So literally, they just took Barcelona and just injected this into Spain. The issue with England is, me as a manager, this is my job. And if I don't do well at my job, I'll be sacked. So I can't be like, okay, I need to succeed in my job, but I must now include these players. No, I have to do whatever I can do in order to succeed at my job. So you now enforcing these English players upon me who I just don't feel will help me do well at my job is unfair. So hence why, because see, my thing though is, see, this is like a larger conversation. This goes to the culture of England and how football is taught from a very young level. Because when you look at the young Spanish kids, the young English kids, different. Like, why isn't like see, things may be changing because I think Foden and people won the Under-17 World Cup, but why aren't England or the GB team at the Olympics? Because you can now see that, wow, Spain have a very bright future. You now see that, Mexico and Japan have a bright future because look at how good these under-23 guys are. So the thing though is, if you don't have good coaching from youth level and you can't, and that does not really continue through, it's, you're always going to struggle against Spain, Portugal, France, who just have the better quality. Like, you look at Italy against England.
It was nasty.
Apart from Jorginho and Verratti, everyone plays in Italy.
Yeah.
Everyone plays in Italy, and you just saw how much better Italy were. Like, Italy were just clearly the better team. They're just clearly the better footballing side. So, because see, it's complex because again, it goes even into the management because Foden playing for someone like a Pep is different from now playing under a Southgate. But like an Insigne playing for Gattuso or like a Barella playing for Conte and now going to now play for a Mancini isn't that much of a difference. So you don't have to do that much adaptation because Mancini and these guys are a bit more closer in what they want than let's say Southgate in comparison to a Pep, Klopp, and so forth. But I do think your point is right, is that in all these top teams, are the English players the best players? Man City, the best players, De Bruyne. You look at Diaz. It was still on the points, but he obviously didn't have a good season. Liverpool, best player is Salah and Van Dijk. Chelsea, the best player is Kante. And they probably say like Havertz, or you probably put in Rudiger there as well. For Man United, the best player there, you'd probably argue is Pogba. Then you say probably Bruno Fernandes. So, but then you look at Napoli, probably the best player is Insigne. Inter Milan, one of their best players is Barella. Juventus, probably one of their best players was Chiesa, then Chiellini. So if the English guys are not the best players in that team, it's going to not be hard for them to now perform when they now come together as a team. But again, should managers now be pressurized to now include more English players in the team? That's a question.
No, but they already have there's a requirement.
Quota, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's a quota. So I have no reason to think that the quota should be increased. I think it's fine where it is. And as you can, like you said, the best players for these teams in England are not English, but they are getting more involved. Maybe they're getting more involved than the last 15 years.
Yeah,
they really are part of the team. There's a lot of English players in these teams, so you have to look at that and say that there's some kind of progress being made.
No, it's improving. Yeah, it's improving.
Okay, so wait, let me just hit this dub. So from your boy, Abracadabra says Aston Villa splashing on Bailey while CCL looking for late.
Happy for the Jamaican kid after representing the Caribbean and that.
No, good signing, man. I mean, it's like for me, honestly, no offense to Villa, I think he should have gone to probably a bit more of a bigger team.
Yeah.
Based on how good he was because what's it called? Brandt went to Dortmund, Son went to Tottenham. I mean, Villa is decent, but come on. I mean, for a guy that's good, I think he should have gone for a bigger team. But look, if he comes and just balls out for Villa, and maybe that is Grealish's replacement.
Yeah.
So it would be good to see him in the club. Detroit's Rock City says, let's not compare LSG and Bayern. Those guys are losers. You see, for me, as I've always said, man, if Bayern we're one goal away from knocking out PSG without Goretzka, Lewandowski, and
Lewandowski.
Gnabry.
Yep.
They have 3 of their main attacking players. They almost knocked out those guys, man. So I told you, if Bayern had their guys, very different, man. So it's a good thing they didn't, because it allowed Chelsea to win that dub. From Latin, Zara says that, from MN, Fat Zad dribbles past McDonald drive-thrus.
Oh, that's harsh.
Harsh, but kind of true.
Martin, what happened between your club and FC Porto? That's what I want to know. What happened between your club and FC Porto? Thank you. From Abracadabra, who says, easy, I'm coming, easy. So Abracadabra says that Prime Coutinho was better than Zad at the CL and Copa. Abracadabra, you're smoking crack. Prime Coutinho at no points whatsoever was close to Zad. Nowhere close.
Do you think Coutinho was better than Grealish?
Coutinho is one of the most inconsistent players
I've
ever seen in my life.
I mean, you know what? I can't answer that question, because for me, let's see what he does. Because for Coutinho is that Coutinho did ball at the World Cup, and he did ball at the Copa America. So for me, let's see what Grealish now does. See, Grealish will not give enough of an opportunity at the Euros. Let's see what he does at Man City, so we can now judge him. Because yes, Coutinho is inconsistent, yes, but when Coutinho is on, he's on it. And people have said that if Coutinho was in his Brazil team, maybe they do win the Copa America. You know. So from LSK Laxon, who says United Cristiano Ronaldo better than peak Fatsad. LSK Laxon, you're smoking crack. That's absolute bull crap.
I agree with that.
I'm sorry.
No, it's
I'm
100%
sorry.
true.
And let me read your last trash. LSK Laxon says Double H is the black Charles Xavier from X-Men. Both are bold and gives guys with potential trash nicknames and ruins them.
He has a point.
I thought you were going to say Morpheus. But
Wait, who did Professor X ruin?
Do you want me to go through the list?
Cyclops, he called him the Sly.
Look. I called him Coach K.
He called a girl who shoots out lightning Storm.
but how did he ruin her?
Bro, you know how sick she was in the comics, and then this absolutely ruined him.
Look, Wiseky, all I'm saying is this, bro, is this.
No, but that's so true though. You ruin. I've not known one single player that with potential that you've given a nickname to.
Have I ruined Chiesa? I called him Chiesa.
Not yet.
No, because you've already just started. The season hasn't started yet.
What about
Marco is a Euro winner.
And
so,
excuse me,
bro. Marco wasn't the main dude, bro. He wasn't the main dude.
I didn't say that Marco had more touches in that final than like freaking the whole of England's midfield combined. So,
that's not that hard to do when they have Declan Rice.
Marco is a Euro winner.
Participation awards.
Marco is a Euro winner and bowled in a major international final. So
what did you do in the Champions League? What did he do in the Champions League?
What?
He was smoking cigarettes.
What did he do in the Champions League? The Champions League.
No, guys. Okay, this is before we go. Will Chelsea get Haaland this window? I want to understand.
I'm glad you asked that question. I'm actually glad.
No.
Anyone apart from Zeman? Anyone apart from Zeman?
I want to start this.
Anyone apart from Zeman?
I want to start this.
Countdown.
Go for it.
Let Zeman go first, guys.
Wilton, go for it. Wilton, talk over him. Wilton, talk over him.
I want to hear Zeman.
I'm gonna just say this one boy. Because of the rumor, even him, this guy said 175 million for me. That's way too much for one player.
Wilton, he's talking. He's just talking.
He's probably like, what kind of sick club is that desperate to get me that much for 175 mil when they could just get me 75 mil and just fight? Like, see, if Chelsea were true champion, you would wait next season and fight with every club.
Nice try. Nice one. Nice. I see what you're doing.
Wilton, don't
in
try
all honesty, I don't think he's going to go. I really don't think he's going to go.
No. See, Wilton,
preseason already started. This guy's having fun already with Dortmund.
No. Look, Wilton, I'll give you this. I'll give you a club with this. Even you and Zeman. Next summer, it is between Chelsea, Barca, and Real.
He's not
Real
going
and Barca have a bigger clout based off their history. Okay, so it is what it is. You see, if Bram owned Chelsea lost earlier on, we'd have like 15 UCLs by now. But it is what it is. He can only do the best he can.
Be honest.
Hey,
be
can
honest.
But to be fair,
No,
you
Zeman,
have,
no.
Can I
you
go?
have 30 days.
No.
Bro.
Why is it mute your mic?
There's
Mute your
30
mic.
days left.
No,
There's 30 days.
Yes.
You have 30 days.
Guys, let Z-Man go. I want to hear Z-Man.
Let me go, bro.
All I'm saying is just you have 30 days left.
Z-Man.
But if you Borussia Dortmund, you have to do everything in your power to keep him, especially you just lose Sancho. So you have to do everything you can to keep. Obviously, Dortmund not going to win the Champions League or the Bundesliga, but you have to at least have Haaland there to keep the team afloat, at least till you can find a replacement for him. Because Sancho left, and you have 30 days to sign him. Chelsea have 30 days to get him.
Vilton,
30 days.
we are trying our best, bro. We are trying our best.
Let's
And
see
I'm
a
getting
Z-Man.
nervous.
They trying to get a striker, Bojan.
Bojan.
I took my
Stoke
Bojan
City.
Kerkic.
Stoke City.
Bojan Kerkic.
Wait, a midget.
And
Did
you
I
have
just say
Tammy-
Bojan
and you have
Kerkic?
Tammy- and you have Tammy Abraham. You have
Did you
Tammy
just say
Abraham.
Bojan Kerkic?
He's talking
Wait,
about
guys.
Bojan.
the youth player.
Bojan. The next upcoming Messi.
No.
Please.
London Blues should go for experience in Danny.
No, let me land, all right? I just want to say this. You say Chelsea don't have history, but then if you look at it, aside from the fact that Chelsea is named after a 12-year-old suburban white girl that got kidnapped from the suburbs, aside from that, in Mississippi, aside from that, you guys do have history. Because in the early 20th century, you guys used to originally be a women's club. You guys fought for the women's suffrage movement. And I feel like that should be respected in terms of your overall history. So when you say Chelsea don't have history like Real Madrid and Barcelona, you don't, because you have a unique history of your own. So respect. I respect you guys. I respect you guys.
Damn, that's deep, you know.
Yeah, that's deep.
That's deep.
I respect you guys, man.
That's deep. That's deep.
Wait, how did we get into the women's suffrage movement?
I don't know.
No, bro, I wanted to show Chelsea's history, man. You guys always have history.
Jamal, please talk.
Yeah.
Please talk, Jamal. Please.
We're in the same boat, man. I'm worried. Are our clubs gonna do anything, man?
Jamal, I don't like Liverpool and Chelsea. What's going on? Because because you know what I've always said. I said that if Liverpool gets a big attacker or like a big striker, they're a strong bet to win the league, because with Van Dijk back, Konate in there, Salah will always give you those goals. If they can just get another good quality attacker, and because you obviously now have Fabinho back into the DM role where he's much more effective. But for Liverpool, it's like I've not had any talk. Like
they already have
Mbappe is just crazy. Mbappe is just crazy.
Liverpool already have Jota. Do they really need another attacker?
We need more, bro.
Wilson, did you see?
That's the real question.
Wilson, did you see Jota in the Euros?
But that was in the Europe. But to be fair, he was balling in the Premier League. He was balling. Let's be real. He was balling in the Prem. Mbappe had a bad Euro too. So
guys, look, man, I need to go rest and sleep. Guys,
Peace
Sunday, Pep.
Chelsea.
Sunday. YSK Jackson, you are one sad,
you won, bro. You won.
pathetic fool, man. You are.
No, wait, guys. I'm just keeping this guy's hopes up. You know he has got his ringtone.
Do you know? I hope United fail.
You know what? That's fair enough.
Based off how they talked and so forth, I hope United fail.
I understand. We gave you. We've given you so many.
But the way you've been talking about United, if they do fail, really doesn't matter, because all of you guys on here say Ole's a PE teacher. You guys don't rate him, so if they
No.
Based on their signings, based on their signings and their arrogance, is if these guys fail, it's even going to be worse. And also Z-Man.
Yeah, what's up?
You know, Messi still hasn't signed that contract.
Oh, man. He did this week, bro. Yes, bro. He's going to sign it this week, man.
Messi, he's in Ibiza.
Z-Man. I was saying to HH,
pictures of a hotel.
Z-Man, I was saying to HH.
Yes. Don't worry about that, man.
Z-Man,
Manchester United, how long is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's contract? Somebody remind me.
It's
Like 10 years or
4
something.
years, 10 years,
10,
and a lifetime.
15 years.
10 years and a lifetime.
Z-Man, you're
10
in no
years and a
position. You're
lifetime.
in no position. You're in no position to
Bro,
talk about
you
contracts.
haven't won a trophy in
You're
4
in no
years. I
position.
think
You
you're in
haven't
no
won 5
position
years.
yourself.
How are you going to talk about
2017.
contracts? How are you going to talk
Wait,
about contracts, bro?
is Rafaela in the back?
Play the fifth.
Look,
Plays the fifth, man.
Wait. Didn't Mbappe like flop in the Euros? Did you guys remember that?
Yeah, they did.
But what did he do in 2018 in the World Cup finals?
No.
Yeah,
We're in
that's-
2021.
What did he do a few weeks ago in the Euros?
Chase, this is
Yeah, no,
you gotta
penalties
at
are
some
not
point you gotta
hard,
stop being a
apparently.
dinosaur, bro. At some point you gotta stop being a dinosaur.
It just called Cristiano Penaldo, but Mbappe had a penalty, couldn't score.
He missed. Wilson, he missed.
Don't you wish he was a penalty merchant at the moment?
All he needs is the UCL Infinity Stone. Once he gets UCL Infinity
No,
Stone,
No, he doesn't.
guys,
No.